Come on, baby. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Round two. If you saw the post earlier this week, we are playtesting a new fan-made expansion authored by the gentleman you see in the center square, Steven.
He's worked everyone.
Very hard, and a lot of these cards are very clever. Quite a few mechanics. Last week we saw Insanity. Refresh my memory, guys. We saw a card.
The Gulag.
Steven will know this right off.
We didn't see any Cancer cards, if I'm not mistaken.
Cancer hit the table, but was negated right away, and then that was the
just at the end.
Final play.
Yep.
So
I don't know if I mentioned in the previous broadcast, but if you're not following my my reveal posts in the Facebook group, there are two overarching themes in the season 4 set. One of them being the Gulag, which is featured in the two-parter Tunguska and Terma. And in the course of the game, an agent can be imprisoned in the Gulag for a couple of rounds, and there are a number of cards embedded within the set that would allow an agent to either shorten their time in the Gulag or lengthen their time or escape, and things like that. And the second theme featured in the season 4 set is the cancer, the keyword cancer, which is prevalent on a number of cards that can really prove debilitating to an agent's health and require multiple trips to and from the hospital in order to maintain their health. So those are the two themes that encompass the season 4 set, and so I thought that was an interesting element that we haven't really seen in previous sets. So I'm hoping we'll get to see some more of that in tonight's playtest.
Some very thematic combinations and cards in this one, which is a lot of fun for fans. It's a lot of fun, fans of the show. It's a lot of fun for Guillaume and myself.
Oh yeah.
It kind of makes the decks play close to what the show was like, so that makes it a lot of fun too. All right, we've chosen our X-Files. I don't think we've decided who's going to go first. If you want, we can flip that coin.
All right.
And before we get started, I do want to say that Stephen was very careful to make sure that his cards interact with previous published cards.
Yes.
So you'll see a mix of his new cards and cards from the Premier Truth is Out There and the Mulder expansion. I believe we are excluding killer cards. I did not put those in my card.
I didn't either.
That's kind of an unspoken rule unless we plan ahead of time. So
it's totally uncivil to have killer cards in it.
Which is why I
but
like it.
For those who are game in playing with killer cards, the season 4 set does have a number of killer cards, many of which I've already unveiled on the collectible card game channel, which you can check out if you haven't seen them yet.
I tried to get a few in my deck last week, and then right before the game, we established we weren't going to do killer cards, so I had to go through and find them all out and reshuffle. So perhaps one of these playtests can be an all-out, no holds barred, killer cards allowed kind of thing. We can see how they play, but tonight, just those published expansions, promo cards, if you have them, are always fun, and of course, Steven's cards. So with that having been said, Steven's cards are not officially printed. I know Guillaume has a few that he's printed already, but you'll see, like on mine in the bureau here, previously printed cards. I have the actual edition, and then these playtest cards that are all white. So I'll make sure to read those. So since they're difficult to recognize when I play them on the field. Anything else we should say?
I can't say what a joy it will be to see, especially Guillaume, who you took the effort to print the cards, have them printed much in the way that Dax does. So it's a real joy to actually see those in play tonight. So I just wanted to emphasize that point. Thank you again, gentlemen, for indulging this, wild idea that I had, really not that long ago about, expanding upon the existing cards. So. It is really an exciting moment. So I thank you both for being a part of that. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Exciting for you as the
Yeah.
author, exciting for us because it truly expands the play experience. It's not just cards for the sake of having cards. They add a lot of depth, new mechanics, all that sort of thing. Everyone that's been watching your previews has been equally excited. Guillaume printed some of his. I am a cheapskate. I'm waiting till they're all done, and then I'll have a printed set, and you'll see them in action that way. But right now, I've got the playtest version, if you will. All right, gentlemen, as usual, Guillaume and I and our tables will be the live cameras. Stephen will be in the background. We'll keep an eye on you, Stephen. He'll be here for any rules questions. And of course, if anything happens with these new playtest cards that he needs to let us know, we'll bring him up front and he'll help us out with that. And with that,
and I bid you good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Guillaume's going to need it.
With this new team, maybe. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. This is
trash talk. I love it. I love the confidence, David. It looks good on you, my friend.
We'll see how it plays out, but I like my odds, and I'm already thinking ahead to the next round. I've got ideas. Putting this deck together, I've paid a lot more attention and read all the cards, and I was like, oh, I could do this next week. And quite frankly, I'm only limited by the number of these sleeves that I have. Otherwise, I'd have an even bigger deck. So.
I think this is the first deck that I've ever used.
Yeah,
all right, get to introducing your agents. I already see you. There's an agent on your team, David, that we don't normally see. So I can't wait to see how this particular one's going to be interacting with the season 4 agents you've selected. This is awesome. I cannot wait to see this game.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to your input as we move along. With that having been said, Stephen, I'm going to move you back to the green room there and make the accepted international sign of needing to come back to the little, and I'll bring you back and we'll discuss what needs to be discussed. With that having been said, Stephen.
Godspeed, gentlemen.
All right, Guillaume, we're all set up. I have a token here with an X on the front, and my buddy there, was that Dwight Eisenhower or somebody? It's the dime on the other side. How about X is heads and the dime side is tails? You want to call it in the air?
All right. Tails.
It is tails. So you get to decide who goes first.
I'll go first.
All right. Oh, and I didn't say before, but just so everyone in the audience is clear, we are playing with advanced rules in this.
All right. So first, I'll introduce my team of agents. Tonight I'll be playing with Detective John Munch from the season 5 episode Unusual Suspects, Deputy Barney Pastor from Home, Detective Hudak from Elegy, and 2 agents from the premiere set, Tom Colton and Karen Kosef.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, I've never used any of those, so we'll see if that's a good strategy or not. So I'm going to draw my cards.
With these playtest cards and the whites and the small type, I do have to wear my glasses, so you might see the blue rectangles reflecting my computer monitor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see myself on your glasses. Okay. So I'm going to generate my res. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 res. Puts me to 11, and And I'm going to buy 1 card. And passing it over to you.
Mm. I suppose I should sell something here, but I sure do like what I have. Yeah, I'm just going to sell one medical treatment for 1 point. And I'll buy 1. So I'll go back down to 5 on my CP there. And back to you, sir.
Okay, no healing. Requisition, I'm going to use Deputy Bounty-Pastor's token right away. So remove a token during the requisition phase to search a bureau deck for any 1 keyword, weapon or armor equipment card and attach it to Pastor at half cost, rounded up, and shuffle your bureau deck. So it might take me a moment to find what I'm looking for because it is such a tall deck.
How many cards do you estimate you have in your deck?
Oh, well over 100. I just could not make up my mind about which cards to use. There are some cards from Premiere for the official cards that you feel like you need. So you're putting them in your deck. But then there are so many good cards in the Season 4 decks that it's really difficult to make a selection. So.
Yeah, my deck, I assume I'll probably count it when we're all done, but yeah, well over 100, and I actually had to cut a pretty big handful of them just because I didn't have enough sleeves. I ran out of sleeves. So later after the game, I'll probably be headed to Amazon to buy some more supplies.
Yeah. I think my deck overall, it's at least 60% Season 4 cards. Okay, so it's shuffled. Okay, so I picked the SWAT technical gear. It costs 6, but I only pay half of that, so it puts me down to 7. And I'm going to attach the SWAT tactical gear to Pastor. So it's a new one. It says add 1 to the agent's long-range combat and close-range combat skills. Additionally, place 3 tokens on this card. Remove a token to prevent 1 point of damage. I'm going to put 3 tokens. So hopefully this will help me for any adversary that you may throw my way. And next we are going to go to, it takes just a second because since it's a new team, I'm not really familiar with all of their skills. Although I did look them up yesterday, but okay, I'll just play one side. No, sorry. It's first deployment. Everyone is going to the field. And then case assignment, we are going to New York City. So it's a medical or behavioral, and it's an affiliation of result question. I'm going to use Karen's token to pay for the site since it's a keyword behavioral. And it's your turn if you want to play bluffs.
Just one.
Okay, let's see it.
All right.
Everyone's
Steven,
going to the site.
Pardon?
Everyone is going to the site.
Everyone's going to the site. This bluff is Cancerous Nosebleed. Play on one agent with 3+ health to decrease the agent's health by 1 for every other turn. In addition, the keyword cancer is added to the attached agent's card for as long as this card is in play. The card is removed when a healing card is played on the agent. In your team, which agents have 3 or more health?
All of them have 3 or more.
Ooh, decisions.
So there is Detective Munch, Pastor, and Hudak, to Colton or Karen Kosef.
Not being 100% familiar with these season 4 agents, I'm not sure which one's going to hurt you the most.
I think, at least in terms of combat skills, Pastor has the most combat skills.
That's the gentleman with the SWAT gear, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think Munch is another strong agent as well.
I'll play it on the agent that has the SWAT gear on it.
All right.
What is his total now? Is it like 4 or something?
So it removes 1 health, is that correct?
1 health for every other turn. I assume that begins next turn, or is that this turn?
I'd say, I don't know.
I'm pulling Steven in here. Steven?
Yeah, just pull up it's Cancerous Nosebleed, right?
Correct, yeah. The question is, decrease the agent's health by 1 for every other turn. Does that start with this turn or next turn?
It says to decrease the agent's health by 1 during each of their briefing phases. So at this point, we're not in the briefing phase, so that will start in Guillaume's next briefing phase.
Is it possible that I have a misprint then? Mine says,
unless I've reworked. Let me make sure. Cancerous Nosebleed, right? Let me go back.
Yeah.
Cancerous Nosebleed. Play on one agent with 3+ health to decrease the agent's health by 1 during each of their briefing phases. It's possible it may be although I haven't submitted these ones to Dax yet, and you guys haven't obviously reviewed these that particular one. But yeah, I may have tweaked the text since uploading it to the OneDrive. Yeah. So,
and that's
what is the first? How does the first sentence read? I'm trying to remember, like these old iterations.
Play on one agent with 3+ health to decrease the agent's health by 1 for every other turn. But you're saying decrease the health by 1 during the briefing phase, but just that agent's briefing phase, right?
Yeah, during each of their briefing phases. Yeah, as in the teams or I guess I should say their. I say their because it's like I don't want to assume the agent is a him or her, not to get too big on gender policy, but yeah, I just say there. So yeah, during that agent's briefing phase is when you'll be removing it, and I figured that was a change that I had made early on before I'd uploaded to OneDrive, but apparently not. At some point, maybe it was Guillaume. Maybe it was when you reviewed the bluffs with me. I don't know.
Maybe because on what I printed to review the card, the text is the same as David's.
As what David has.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I use these white playtest cards.
Yeah.
So I can just write on it and I'll change it on the file.
Yeah, no, that's interesting because I really didn't think I made that recent. When did you print yours off from OneDrive, Guillaume?
I think almost immediately after you had uploaded it.
The first one, the first update, or the second one? Because I've updated it twice.
Oh,
okay.
No, it's
so
like,
the second update is it not even color, or did you not print it in color, or you probably didn't?
No, it's just no. I printed it in black and white. So I think just as as soon as you uploaded it, I printed it to review the cards, so I could make notes.
So I did send an updated one over a month ago. I have to check what, but yeah, I guess that's when I had modified. But I really thought I had done that, like, before the first one, because really I haven't really gone back. I didn't think I'd gone back to review bluffs yet because we hadn't really gotten to them as far as with Dax creating them. So yeah, but I'll get a new one up there. I'll check the one that's in the shared file now, and make sure that one has the the text as I have it written on here. But yeah, I think it probably, as we're running into that question now, it sounds like it seems I had conceived of the ambiguity about when that decrease would begin. But yeah, as I have it on my most recent version, I'll just restate it. Yeah, as you guys probably just jotted it down. Yeah, you'll be decreasing the agent's health by 1 during each of their briefing phases. Let me read the rest in case it varies from what you guys have. After that first sentence, the keyword cancer is added to the attached agent's card for as long as this card is in play. If the agent's health is reduced to 0, they must go immediately to the hospital and remain until health is restored. This card is removed when a healing card is played on the agent. So everything else sounds the same, right? It was just that first sentence that was modified.
No, I have, in addition, the keyword cancer is added to the attached agent's card for as long as this card is in play. That's there.
Yeah, that's in there.
And it just goes right to this card is removed when a healing card is played. It doesn't say anything about 0 health and going to the hospital.
Oh, that's not on there either. Okay.
So I'll just jot that down real quick.
Yeah.
That part is something. That part about the zero health is something that I think you've added after we talked about the card.
So it was when you and I were reviewing it then that I had gone back then, and maybe I didn't tell you, like, oh, I also modified that first sentence too, because it really didn't spell that out. Okay, yeah. So if Pastor's health is reduced to 0, like I guess this would be in 4 rounds because he has 4 of your briefing phases, Guillaume, then yes, you have to send him to the hospital. So he's going to have to undergo a few rounds of healing. Now, because David selected an agent with a health of 4, Guillaume can remove him when his health, Guillaume can repair 2 tokens of health. As he can heal as he normally would in the hospital, and he can deploy the agent earlier than if you had, say, selected Karen Kossoff or Tom Colton, who only have a health of 3. They're going to have to wait till they're completely restored of their health. So that's the healing works the same. It's just that when Guillaume loses that last token of health in the briefing phase, Pastor goes straight to the hospital, and so he'll be there for minimum of 1 round, because Guillaume will be able to take 2 tokens off in the next healing phase.
Got it.
So while Pastor's in the hospital, if Guillaume sends him to the hospital, in his next briefing phase, he doesn't lose any health at that point.
Because it would wash out, right?
What's that?
Go ahead.
I was going to say the bluff is still attached to him while he's in the hospital healing. It's just that his health will not decrease while he's in the hospital. When Guillaume's briefing phase comes around, he doesn't take one if Pastor is in the hospital.
Okay.
But during
the thought process is that while the agent is in the hospital, they're undergoing treatment, so therefore their health is being stabilized. So therefore, it's not decreasing while the agent is undergoing health repairs in the hospital. But I hope I maybe as I was conceiving of that card, I don't know, maybe that was, if that made logistical sense, or if that was implied that, oh, while they're in the hospital, they're not still losing health. Unless you think that needs to be spelled out.
Personally, I would not have taken that implication, so it might be good to have that on the card.
Oh, you might have conceived that, oh, even while he's in the hospital, he's still losing health during briefing. Okay. I'll try to I haven't sent this one to Dax yet, but we can look over this one. I'll upload the current one to OneDrive so you guys can see that, and then let's think on it some more, and then see if we can come up with a succinct way to spell it out, because this is going to be one of those cards where it's going to take up a good chunk of that available text space, so it's going to be hard to fit it in.
Yeah.
But put our heads together. We'll come up with a succinct way to clarify other things on that.
Cool.
Okay,
All right.
so
We're all good, Guillaume?
Yes, all good.
All right, Steven,
yeah, and I think the easiest solution, but again, I'll look at it harder, as I think that first sentence I'll just expand to say, play on one agent with 3+ health to decrease the agent's health by 1 during each of their briefing phases for as long as the agent is not in the hospital.
That spells it out, yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Nice and short.
All right, so that'll be a tentative one, but again, I'm going to upload it, and you guys will, can weigh in on it, because like I said, I haven't sent these ones to Dax yet, so I mean, there's time to revise them, but I'll go ahead and make the changes. But does that clarify, as far as gameplay right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
For
okay,
me, yeah.
yes.
Okay, cool. I'll keep an eye on it, but yeah, I know it's going to be one of those. Yeah, with the addition of that sort of like a bluff resource, weighing Guillaume's agent down, so for the following rounds. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Okay, good. This is why we play test.
Yes,
All right.
yes, indeed.
Steven,
Good.
I'll send you back, and we'll resume play.
Sounds great.
So,
All right, Guillaume. So
Yes.
that bluff is played. Do you have anything to counter the bluff?
So how much was that bluff? It was a 2 C2
2.
or 2? Oh, but you
it
played
was
it face
face
down. Yeah.
So just 1.
Right. So I'm going to play a witness card. I'm going to play Kurt Crawford for 2. And it says, play this card to remove the keyword cancer from an afflicted agent. It's a keyword healing card. So that should take care of that bluff.
Can I play Kresge's token right now to negate a healing card?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can.
Then that's what I will do.
Okay. I'm going to put red token on Pastor to signify that he has that keyword on the effect.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any other cards that you'd like to play?
I do not.
Okay, so it's a behavioral 5+, and I currently have 1, 2, I have 9.
Then an easy investigation.
Yeah. So I can ask either an affiliation or result. I'm going to ask, is your affiliation primordial?
It is not.
Okay, so goes away. And I have 7 cards.
Okay. I have 6, so no discard.
All right, your turn.
All right. To begin my turn, I will introduce my team of agents. First is Agent John Doggett. His game effect is the cost of all keyword criminal investigation and bureaucracy sites is reduced by 1 resource point for Agent Doggett's team. If Doggett is in the same team as Agent Scully, change her keyword from skeptic to believer. Next on my team is Clyde Bruckman. This is from a printed one. Oh, and Steven is giving me the heads up here. We may have another edit. Hold on.
You're good for this particular game, David, but as far as Doggett's skills and effect go, they're going to mirror the existing Doggett that was previously crafted by Kevin Marion. That's the breaks, and if we're going to have an agent printed that is currently already been fashioned. So anyway, his skills and effect will only apply to this current one. But yeah, I haven't updated that particular one because that was kind of a more recent event that occurred where we realized if we were going to want to have certain agents printed for season 5 and Guillaume knows for season 7, we're gonna have to mirror the skills and game effects of the existing ones. The image can change, but everything else has to stay the same. So feel free to use Doggett's effect and his skills as they are, but knowing that yes, they are going to change when we get to that final print. When that promo card is finally unveiled, it'll look exactly like the one that was previously made, which is available in the Facebook album for viewing. If you do want to update it, just go to the Facebook album, and it's under, I think it's under the Dream Card folder, or it's the one with all the signed agent cards. It's one of those. You'll find the Doggett one in there, and then you can just, when you update that that card there, that's the text you'll be using. Oh, and
when I saw you waving, I was like, "Don't mess with my strategy."
No, I'm not messing with it. I'm just telling you that Doggett, what you have there for Doggett is, this is the only time, you're going to have those skills and that effect. Well, the effect is partly the same, but there's a difference there. And also, I mean, I just wanted to point out, I'm still a little iffy about whether or not Kresge's token can be played, but when he's on the conspiracy side.
Oh yeah, that's true. I did not consider that.
The thing is that, but I may be in the minority on that camp. I mean, I've seen Mike and Matt play with Kresge's token being used while it's in the hands of the conspiracy player. But yeah. I'm inclined to think that it can only be done when Kresge's owner is the investigating player. That is my school of thought. But I know there's a lot of people who will disagree with me on that. But I just wanted to point that out. But I mean, we can proceed under that pretext for this. But it's arguable because there is one instance in which a conspiracy player can use an agent's game effect while be the conspiracy player, and that's Agent Bill Patterson. The only way to use Patterson's effect is while you're the conspiracy player. So being that there is there is pretense for it. So that therefore it's possible that Kresge's effect can be used while the conspiracy player by the conspiracy player. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, that didn't occur to me, but I think we've already played it that way. But we will not change it for that game because at least we'll see what the cancerous nosebleed does. So that would be a good way to test it. I tend to agree with you, Stephen, generally, except for Patterson, because for instance that means that if you play Albert Hostin, you could play his token during when you're the conspiracy player, or David, you could have played Brockman's token during the first turn. So, and I don't think that's the intention. Well, not the way I see it anyway. But again, for this game, it's a good way to test the bluff card. So,
well, you know what?
Again,
let's proceed under that. You guys have already done so. We're in the next round. Let's proceed under that. But just going forward, I know because you guys know I have Kresge on my team. Guillaume has Kresge on his team. And I only use Kresge's token when I'm the investigating player, and so therefore I'm usually relying on the thinker to help me out with that. But anyway, just wanted to throw that out there that I think that's certainly one for debate.
Yeah, something to
and clarification by the experts next time we're getting a chance to submit a question to those experts on what the intent was with that card.
I will defer to the judge and Guillaume if it hasn't affected gameplay yet. The card is out there, so we know how it reads and that kind of stuff. And quite frankly, I've got grid pattern search in my deck, so you'll see it again. So,
well, if we're going to,
so I want to play a strict game here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a playtest game, so that's I mean,
it doesn't matter who actually wins or not. So secondary. I think it's a good way. We didn't get a chance to test the cancer cards during the previous game, so I think it's a good way to test. We know that there is one currently in place, so we'll just leave it as it is. See how it works.
Yes.
No problem.
Absolutely. That is a great point, Guillaume. I want to see this card in action. I don't want to see it quickly negate. I mean, future games, if that card's playing on me, I want to quickly negate it. But for the sake of playtesting, going forward with the the briefing phases and the healing phases, I want to see that played out. So let's proceed just with this with that Kresge conspiracy game effect in place, just for the sake of playtesting.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, please get back to introduce your team. Clyde Brookman. I'm excited for that. So yes. And Guillaume, I was cheering you on when you used Pastor's Effect. I loved it. And you chose the card that was the supreme choice.
Steven, as a judge, you must remain impartial.
I'm just cheering. Like anytime, like David, when you play Season 4 cards, I'm going to be cheering you on just as much. It's just I'm cheering on the ingenuity of how you guys are using the Season 4 cards, to their optimal benefit, which in Guillaume's case, he chose the weapon equipment card that is, the most ideal weapon choice. So yeah, do this. Yeah, just like I said, I'm just admiring, what you got, how you guys are using the cards, how you're thinking about, how they can be used to best benefit you in the course of the game.
I'm just teasing you. It's funny to see you in backstage and a card gets played and you're fist pumping or or clapping or something. So let's
carry on, gentlemen. Carry on.
Let's get back to the game. Steven, we'll see you probably pretty soon here. All right, Guillaume, where were we? Oh, I was introducing my
you are introducing your agents.
So we already did Agent Doggett. Next will be Clyde Brookman. This is from a previously printed official deck, so you should be familiar with that. I also have Agent Kresge, who introduced himself with the healing token there earlier. From Season 4, I have Agent, I'm going to probably pronounce this wrong, Hedon. I did not see the episode he was in, but his game effect, Agent Hedon has access to the Field Office Crime Lab. We'll see that soon enough in a different expansion. Place one token on this card. Remove a token to draw one keyword evidence or evidence collection card from your bureau deck and add it to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. And my final agent is Agent Kautz. His game effect is if Agent Kautz is in the bureau, he may contribute any evidence collection skill that is occurring in another section of the table. So to begin my turn, I will draw my card. It's so odd not to have Fox Mulder on here to get 2 free ones.
Oh yeah. You usually have Mulder on your team.
Yep. All right. I am not going to buy any other cards. I'm going to preserve my RP, so I will turn to you to sell and buy.
Okay. How many res did you generate your res?
I didn't generate my res. Look at me. Got 2, 3, 4, 5, and Kresge is 0. But yeah. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll go up to 10. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you for pointing that out.
You're welcome. I'm going to sell. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of cards to sell, so I have to part with cards that I would have liked to keep. But I am going to have to sell the Shiv for 3, and I'm going to have to sell Harold's Puller for 2. I've already played him last game, so at least he has already been tested. So that's 10, and I'm going to buy 2 cards. And back to you.
All right. I have no healing or equipment, so I'll go right to deployment. And I'm going to have Kresge, Hedon, Doggett, and Clive Bruckman come out to the field and leave Agent Kautz in the bureau. Next will be sites. I'm going to play 2 sites. First is Virgil. I'm going to have to get this close. Virgil Incanto's apartment in Cleveland, Ohio. That is a computer 4 and an affiliation question. And my other is Strikers Cove in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains of Georgia. That is evidence collection 4 or more and an affiliation question. Each of them are 2, so that takes me down to 6.
So 2 affiliations, okay.
Oh, and I don't know if this is the right time to play hard evidence, an event. Am I out of turn with that?
No, you can play it anytime.
Okay, I'm going to do that for another 2 off of my res, and then gain back 5. Okay, to you for bluffs, good sir.
Okay, so the first, there are both affiliations. The first one is Computer 4+.
Yes.
And the other one is Evidence Collection. Okay. I'm going to play one bluff on each side, so it doesn't matter which bluff goes where. I'd say this one is for Cleveland, and this one is for the second one.
Okay. Time for me to deploy agents. I'm going to move Doggett and Hedon to Cleveland, and then Clyde Bruckman will go to Strikers Cove, and I'll leave Kresge right here. Why not, right? Any other cards? Steven's saying he needs to come in here.
David, are you I was waiting for you to say it, but I don't know if you're just using it as a backup, but are you going to point out Agent Kautz's game effect, since it's crucial to a certain one of those investigations?
If Agent Kautz is in the bureau, he may contribute to any evidence collection skill check that is occurring in another section of the table. His evidence collection is 3.
I mean, right now, Clyde Bruckman has enough to do it, but I just, in case he should need some backup. You do have some.
I do. And Kresge is nice and safe back in the car in the driveway.
Yeah, he doesn't have evidence. No, he doesn't have evidence collection. But yes, you do have some additional evidence collection coming in from Agent Kautz in the bureau. So I was waiting to see if you would point that out, because I thought that maybe that was your plan, because I'll just send Clyde Bruckman alone. But I do have Kautz, who has 3 evidence collection. He can also contribute if need be.
Clyde Bruckman has backup.
he's got backup and lots of it. So anyway, carry on, gentlemen. I just was hoping you would point that out, and so yeah, just wanted to spell that out for the benefit of the audience.
All right, there we go.
Good luck.
All right. That having been said, Cleveland, Ohio is first. I don't have anything to take away your bluff, so let's go ahead and reveal.
Oh, it's nasty surprise. It adds 5 tokens to my conspiracy pool. It costs 3, so it's 2 face down. So I'm going to add 3 to my conspiracy pool.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I don't have anything else for that site, so you can go ahead and ask your question.
Excellent. Just for clarity, this is a Computer 4 Plus site. Agent Doggett has 1, and Agent Keaton has 3 for 4 total. Just barely scraped by, but here we go. Is your affiliation government?
No, it is not.
All right, that takes care of that site. Move these guys, just move them to the side so they're out of the way. And next is Striker's Cove. It's Evidence Collection 4 Plus. I've got Clyde Bruckman with Evidence Collection 4 and my buddy Agent Kautz in the Bureau for another 3 for 7 total. Don't have anything to remove your bluffs, so let's go ahead and see.
So it's nasty surprise. Sinus cavity implant. Play on one agent to decrease that agent's res value by 1. This card is removed when a healing card is played on the agent. It's 1 CP, so it's free since it was face down. So since Clyde Brockman is the only agent, the sinus cavity implant is implanted to him.
All right. I'll put this reverse X token on here to remind me that he's got that. Anything else for me?
No, unfortunately for me. So go ahead and ask your second question.
All right. Another affiliation question. Is your affiliation evolutionary?
No, it is not.
All right, so that takes care of that site. I have nothing else to play, and I only have 4 cards, so no discard.
And I have 5.
All right, then I will pass play over to you.
All right, so drawing my free card. I'm going to generate my res. That's, I think it's 6, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6, 11. And I'm going to draw. Okay. I'm going to draw 3 cards. And okay, passing it over to you.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, I hate to do this, but I'm going to need it. I'm going to sell a hospital gown. This is a new one. It's equipment. Its effect is while the attached agent is in the hospital, discard this card to heal 2 tokens of damage. I like this one because typically equipment has to be done in the bureau. This one can be attached in the hospital, but I got to have those 3 points. So I'll add those. And I wonder if you can help me out here. I'm going to interrupt gameplay a little bit. What is your agent's medical skills? Do you have medical skills in any of your guys?
I have Karen Kosef. She has one, and that's it.
Okay. Interesting.
And so since it's my briefing phase, I'm going to put a damage token on Pastor because of the cancerous nosebleed. So his health is now down to 3.
Thank you. I'm just gonna buy. I'm gonna buy 2 cards. So I'll take my CP down by 2, and I'll pass back to you.
Okay, so no. I'm going to. Okay, no healing, no requisition. I'm going to send Pastor to the hospital for this turn. And we are going to go to Michigan, Jerry Schnauz's RV. And so it's a new one. It's a criminal investigation for plus and a result question. I'm going to use Tom Colton's token to pay for it since it's a criminal investigation keyword. And I'm going to pay the other one from my resource pool. So again, criminal investigation and result question.
Okay. No bluffs.
Okay, everyone, they are all going to the site.
Perfect. I do have a card to play before you investigate.
Okay, go ahead.
It is an event card. It's Quarantine Zone. There. Okay, I got the reaction from Steven that I wanted there. Place this card atop an opponent's site and place 3 tokens on it. Remove a token during each of your opponent's briefing phases. While this card is in play, the team can neither be moved nor contribute their skills, except for agents equipped with a biohazard suit. Discard when the last token is removed. Do you have anything to counter?
Nasty card.
It is. I was hoping you were going to go all in on that one too.
So how much is this one? 5 at least, I think.
That costs 5 and worth every point.
Okay. So fortunately for me, I drew a free key. So I'm going to negate that event.
Okay. All right. Well, at least I got it on the table. I felt good about that.
Oh yeah, and that would have really hindered my investigation because, except for Pastor, who is slowly dying, I would have been stuck. With all the other ones would have been stuck there. So yeah, good thing I drew for Hiki, which almost never happens. Okay, so criminal investigation for plus, I have 5, 6, 7. I have 8. So it's a result question. I'm going to ask, is your result? Oh, I can ask anything at that point. Is your result physiological imbalance?
It is not.
All right, so that one is discarded, and I have 7 cards.
Okay, I have 4, so no discard.
Okay, so your turn.
Very good. I will draw for turn. I'm going to play Agent Hedon's token. Remove a token to draw 1 keyword evidence or evidence collection card from your bureau deck and add it to your hand. So I'm going to take just a moment here to find the card I'm looking for. Okay, it doesn't say I have to show it, so I'm just going to add it to my hand there. I'll shuffle up real quick here. And I am going to buy 2 cards. Once I finish shuffling here, I'm going to buy 2.
Yeah. I was crossing things off of my checklist. Did you generate your res already?
Oh, I did not. I don't have I usually have the rule book sitting next to me, so I just kind of follow that, but I neglected to generate my res. If you're okay with me doing that out of turn.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Okay. Agent Couts has 1. Doggett has 2. Kresge 0. Hayden is 1. And Clyde Bruckman has his implant, so he's not able to donate there. So 1, 3, 4. And I believe I committed to buying 2. Take those and take 2 off. And I will turn to you to sell and buy.
I'm just going to sell 1 card. I'm going to sell the shotgun for 6. Puts me up to 17. And I'm going to buy I'm going to buy 6 cards.
6 cards?
Yes. Oh, you can go ahead and continue your turn while
All right,
I sort things.
At this time, I'd like to use Clyde Bruckman's token.
Okay.
Remove 1 token to examine an opponent's hand and remove 1 of the cards in his hand from the game. You have quite an assortment there, so I'm very curious.
So I'm just finishing going through those, and okay, so I have University of Maryland, I have a Langley, I have a witness card, Agent then cousin John, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but adds 3 to 1 team's computer skill check. I have the 2x video camera. So those are my RP cards, and CP cards. I have extended sentence. It's a new one. Play on an agent in the gulag to add an additional token of imprisonment. I have a bluff card. She had a date, a new one as well. Play to change the site prerequisite from evidence collection to medical. Another bluff, booby trap. Play on a team of 2 or more agents investigating a keyword monosite to increase the site prerequisite to 5. If the team makes a behavioral force skill check plus, let me say that again. If the team makes a behavioral force plus skill check, this card is negated. If they fail to make the skill check, one agent of your choice takes 3 points of damage, and the increased site prerequisite remains in effect. It costs 5. I have 3 combat cards: running gun battle, randy close, and semi-jacketed hollow points. And I have 2 adversary cards. I have Edgers and his talking tattoo, and I have the Peacock Brothers. So quite a few cards for you to choose from. So
Peacock Brothers, please.
All right. So it's removed from the game. Is that correct?
Removed from the game, correct.
Okay. I'm sure Steven will be really, really disappointed.
Well, next I'm going to play Nurse Owens for 6 and replace each token on my guys here, unless you have anything to negate that.
No, I don't.
Okay. Just to read it for the sake of the rules and our viewers at home, during the briefing phase, place 1 token on every agent you control that normally starts with at least 1 token. This token is usable in the same way that starting token is used. So I'm going to replace Clyde Bruckman, and Agent Heaton, and my buddy Kresge. And before we move on to the next phase, I'm going to use Clyde Bruckman's token. And I'm going to...
What do you remember what cards I have? Do you already know which one you want to remove?
The talking tattoo.
Okay. So this one is gone as well.
And I'll remove 6. RP. All right, I believe that brings us to the deployment phase. All my guys are going to stay in the field. And then the site is going to be... Oh, it looks like we lost Steven, so we're flying on a trapeze without a net here. But I'm going to go ahead and play another Striker's Cove, Blue Mountain. Oh, there. It looks like he's trying to log back in. That's evidence collection 4 and ask 1 affiliation question.
Okay.
Do you have any bluffs?
So evidence collection and affiliation.
Correct.
Okay. I have 1 bluff.
I don't have anything to negate that, so let's go ahead and reveal.
So it's she had a date, so it's a new one. Play to change the site prerequisite from evidence collection to medical.
I have nothing to negate that. I'm going to just triple check here since a lot of these are new cards for me here. Yeah, I have nothing to negate that, and I got nothing for medical, so I believe you successfully Yeah. You have stopped my investigation.
And it's a 1 CP cost, so it's free.
It's free, yeah.
Yeah.
I have nothing to discard. I've got 6 cards, so no discard.
Okay, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9. So I'm going to need to discard 2. And I'm going to discard. I could use those. So, okay. I am going to have to discard rending clause, which costs 0, and extended sentence. So I have 7 cards now. Yeah, 7.
All right, I will turn it back over to you.
Okay. I am going to draw my free card. I am going to generate my res, so that's 5, since Pastor is currently in the hospital, so that's 5 for the 4 remaining agents. That puts me up to 9, and I am going to I'm going to buy 2 cards. And passing it over to you.
Okay. I'm going to sell, and these are both new cards. So even though I'm selling and discarding, I'm going to read them out loud just so everyone who's watching can know about them. First is an event card. It's chemotherapy. Play this card on an agent in the hospital. The agent heals 1 token of damage immediately. This card heals up to 2 tokens of damage if the agent has the keyword cancer, another cancer card. So that is a RP of 2. And I'm also discarding a witness, Sheriff Withers. Adds 1 to 1 team's criminal investigation skill check once per turn. He is also worth 2, so I will gain. This was actually 0. I must have tapped it by mistake. So it'll go up to 4. And I'm going to buy 2. So I'll net 2 there and turn back to you.
No requisition, no healing. I'm going to take Pastor out of the hospital, and I'm going to investigate University of Maryland criminal investigation 4+ and result question. I'm going to use Colton's token to pay for 1, and I'm paying the other 1. So criminal investigation and result.
Okay. Oof. I'm sorry, you said it's criminal investigation and
result.
Result. Oof. All right. Getting caught with nothing. You have a clear path to complete your investigation.
All right. Is your result death?
It is not.
Okay, that one goes away. And I have too many cards. I have 9 cards, so I have to discard 2. And that one. I'm keeping that one. I'm going to discard my 2 combat cards. I would have liked to keep them, but I have too many cards. So I have 7.
All right, I have 6, so no discard.
Your turn.
All right, I will begin by drawing my free card. All right, generate res. I get 1 from Couts, another 2 from Doggett, so that's 3, nothing from Kresge, 1 from Agent Hedon, that's 4, and nothing from Clyde Bruckman. So I'll go up to 9. And I'm going to use Agent Hedon's token. I will not be buying any cards. So I'm going to use Hedon's token to find an evidence collection card from my bureau.
All right.
So I'll take just a moment here. Oh, Stephen is giving me the high sign here. I think he's going to break my heart again. Stephen, what's on your mind?
Hey, didn't you already use her token earlier?
I had Nurse Owens.
Yeah.
Oh, Nurse Owens. You used. Oh, okay. I thought you used Hedon's token in your previous round and drew like an evidence collection card. That's not what happened.
I did. I drew an evidence collection site, and then I played Nurse Owens.
Oh, did I lose you guys?
No.
No, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
With using Hedon's token, or
Yeah,
I'm sorry, my internet has been.
I think maybe it was when you were maybe cut off, but yeah, David did. He used Agent's token, and then he used at some point he used Clyde Brockman's token, and then he paid Nurse Owen. So he put a token back on each of his agents.
Okay, got you. That part I did miss because I was gone for about a whole minute because my internet reception is. Yeah.
So
as you said, I keep getting cut out.
So for the first time that David used Brockman's token, he had me remove the Peacock Brothers.
I saw that.
And then he had me remove Edgers and the talking tattoo. So.
For one, David, I was like, for one, I didn't want to see the Peacocks get removed, but the other time I was like, why not remove She's Got a Date? That one's gonna slaughter your investigation, right? Because you have no medical to. Well, I know and plus the Peacocks don't even have the same activator as you were investigating affiliation at that point, but I guess you're long game, but yeah, just not the Peacocks. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know if I was sending you signals because I was like, oh man, Guillaume has so many cards. This is when I'd be using Brookman's token, and then sure enough, I was like,
oh, yeah, that was a good call. Yeah,
that was a good call. And Guillaume, you're disappointing me on one aspect, and I'm just kind of tempted. Maybe I should point it out to you. I don't know if you're just saving it, but I don't know why you would.
Hey, no help. No help.
No. There is something I don't know if that we'll talk about it after the game. There is something that I'm saving. I'm debating using, but I'm saving it for later. So I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
the
what,
thing is like
you're thinking about.
the idea is that you, if it's all right.
Yeah,
I hope.
know what
Yeah,
you mean. It is risky,
yeah.
but yeah.
I want to hear it. I just want to hear
I
like
know.
I'm
I know what
I'm in it
I know what you
because
mean.
yeah. All right, we're on the same page.
Yeah,
I hope I
and
get to hear it tonight.
I'm having the same debate in my head, but
Okay.
I'm waiting
All right, just
until
good.
I'm further along.
Because it's like new agents, new effects, try a lot to keep in your head. I was like, oh, I hope he's not forgetting. He's got that ace up his sleeve there. Anyway, not saying anymore. Carry on, gentlemen. Yeah, sorry I got cut out, so I did miss a crucial. I missed Nurse Owens. That was a.
Not gonna lie, that breaks my heart that you didn't see that. I felt that was kind of masterful there.
Yeah.
You'll have to review it when it posts to YouTube.
Yeah. Let's hope that's the last time I get cut out tonight. And I prefer to say ever, but I think that's a little too much to ask for. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. Carry on, gentlemen.
All right. I found my card. I have put it in my hand and am shuffling. If you want to do your sell and buy.
I'm going to sell the 2-lug video camera for 5 and Agent Dan something for 3. That's 8. Puts me up to 19. And I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy 6 cards, I think. Yeah, I'm going to buy 6 cards.
6 cards.
Yeah, 7 cards. You know what? Let's go crazy.
7 cards.
I want to go through that deck. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. You can go ahead and continue.
All right, no healing. And I'm going to, or I should say no healing and no requisition. So I'll move right to deployment. I'm going to move. I'm going to move Clyde Bruckman to the hospital. And the rest of the team here are going to stay in the field, and Agent Couts will remain in the bureau.
All right.
And then moving to site. I'm going to play Newark, New Jersey for 2. This is evidence collection 4 or more, and you may ask one method question. I will turn to you for bluffs.
I'm going to play. I'm going to play 2 bluffs.
Ooh. All right. How the heck with it? I'll move Doggett and Hedon to the site. Any other cards? Otherwise, I've got nothing to stop your bluff.
All right, so the first one is the death card. It doesn't affect your investigation. It's play to add 4 CP to your CP pool immediately. It costs 2, so 1 since it's face down, so I'm going to add 3. And the other one is Cancerous Nosebleed for 2. So it's 1 since it was face down. Play on 1 agent with, well, you know what that does, so can you negate that card or?
I cannot.
Okay, so I'm going to put it on, I'm going to put it on, so you have Doggett and Heading on the side?
Correct, yes. Oh, and I don't think I paid for that site. Stephen, did you happen to notice that?
I think you did. Weren't you
Did
up
I?
at 9? I think I remember
Yeah,
seeing you saying I pay for it. So
yeah, you're right.
I'm
I
going
did.
to, I'm going to play that Cancer card on Heading.
Okay. I'll put one of these X tokens upside down to remind me that that's there.
Okay, so I did pay for it. And now I'm going to play another bluff face up this time, but I did not want to take the chance that you would be able to negate the bluff, so I did not want to put everything at the same time. I'm going to play Jason Ludwig. It says play to change the side prerequisite to behavioral 3+. So it's cost 3.
All right, yeah, you got me on that. I only have one behavioral 1, so
Yeah.
You've thwarted my investigation.
That was a card that I already had during my our game last week, but with Mulder, you had enough to. With your previous team, you did have enough behavioral, so that card was used last time. So I'm glad I'm able to play this time. Okay. I have 9 cards.
I have exactly 7, so no discard.
I'm going to. Okay, this one and this one. So I'm going to discard 1 combat card and sign mission. So I have exactly 7 cards now. Okay, so my turn, I'm going to draw my free card. Okay, I'm going to generate my res at 6 since Pastor has been removed from it, and I'm putting another, before I forget, I'm putting another damage token on Pastor. Oh, my res at 12. I'm going to buy 5 cards. Okay. And passing it over to you. You know, it's crazy because I think yesterday I spent at least 20 minutes shuffling. Before the game, I still shuffled, and despite that, still not shuffled enough.
I am going to away. I'll just sell one card. It is Forensic Excavation. Take any 2 keyword evidence or witness cards from your discard pile, add 1 card to your hand, and immediately use the other card at no cost. That is a 3. So I'll add 3 to my conspiracy pool. And then yeah, I'm going to hold on to those conspiracy points. I'll turn back to you.
All right. No healing, no requisition, deployment. I'm going to send Pastor back in the hospital, and I'm going to play chemotherapy on him. So place this card on an agent in the hospital. The agent heals 1 token of damage immediately. This card heals up to 2 tokens of damage if the agent has the keyword cancer. So that costs 2, and that should take care of the cancerous nosebleed card. Do you have something that you can play on that?
Nope. Go right ahead.
Okay. So if I understand the card correctly, and maybe Steven can help us on that. So if I play chemotherapy, that means that cancerous nosebleed is removed from Pastor and his health is restored to normal, since the card heals up to 2 tokens of damage.
I'll take your word for it. I don't see anything from Steven. No.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, Steven's holding up a finger. He's doing this. Let's see what his input is on this card. Steven.
I'm just double checking because given that earlier we had established that there was a slight change in one of them, so I'm just double checking what my current spreadsheet says. Play this card on an agent in the hospital. The agent heals 1 token of damage immediately. And this card heals up to 2 tokens of damage if the agent has the keyword cancer. But the cancerous nosebleed event, let me just go down to that one. Sorry, it's a big spreadsheet, as you guys know. Oh, cancerous nosebleed's a bluff, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Sorry, that's why I was okay. This card is removed when a healing card is played on the agent. So yes, yep. All is accounted for, Guillaume.
And so
congratulations, you invested the cancerous nosebleed bluff. Nasty card as it may be.
All right. So his health had gone down to 2. So I can, since it heals 2,
it can heal. Let me go back up to it again. Sorry, I just closed it. Yeah, because it should be able to heal 2 if he has the keyword up to 2.
Okay, so he's back to full health then.
Yeah, heals up to 2 tokens of damage if the agent has the keyword cancer. So yeah.
All right, perfect, awesome.
Nicely played. I was just about to say, you know what, you guys each have the cancerous nosebleed. Just take your copy of the card and put it on the agent who's afflicted with it at that point, because it's you both got it on the table. Thank you, gentlemen. That was one of the things I did say at the beginning of this broadcast. I was hoping I would see more cancer cards played, and you gentlemen delivered. So
and that's why I was drawing so many cards, because I was hoping I would get a healing card. So finally, I got one.
Wow, well done, well done. You are getting deep into that deck, Guillaume. It's insane. You need like an improved channels card to keep.
Yeah, that would be useful.
And full. Good Lord. Maybe we need an updated version of that card for a future.
That would be
one.
Yeah.
One that you'd be like, you can have up to 13 cards in your hand as long as you don't move your agents around. Well done. Well done. I gotta say, your team, Guillaume, I'm gonna dub them the behavioral bunch, because they all are bringing the behavioral to this team. I mean, that is an insane amount of behavioral skill from those 5. That's, yeah. So job well done on that. Oh, I lost someone's board here. David? Or no, I lost Guillaume's board. Yeah. So we need to get that back in just a moment.
My phone, my brother shut down, so I'm going to.
Oh.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm actually, as you guys are playing in the last couple of minutes, I was like, all right, so I was like, at some point I'm going to be getting in on this action. I need to start thinking about what my team's going to be when I incorporate the season 4. So yeah, I was just, taking a look-see at that in the last couple minutes, but because Guillaume's got a very nice looking team out there with the, and David, I am regretting missing that crucial moment. So I am going to go back and watch this later, because the fact that you played Clyde Brookman's token not once but twice, and
in the same turn,
Nurse Owen's token to get Clyde Brookman's token right back to get rid of both of those formidable adversaries was huge. And so I am remiss to say that I missed that portion of the broadcast, unfortunately. So I will be watching it just to get to that scene, because man, that was a nice one. And yeah, I didn't want to miss that kind of stuff. So hopefully,
yeah,
cut out again.
And just as
we were saying, like we never see.
Oh, you've got 2 microphones on. There we go.
Yeah. So we never see Clyde Brookman in action, and yeah, we really did see him get some action this time.
You got a double dose of Clyde Brookman right there. So good Lord. Yeah,
it's more
that's
than
how
I
you do
asked for.
That is exactly how you bring in Clyde Brookman from what has been a pretty much a dry spell for all the games we've seen. So kudos, David. All right, boot me out. Let's see you guys get back into this. This is a great game. This is definitely better than the first round, easily. And we're not even done yet.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so.
And in all this excitement,
so I was at.
I've lost track of where we were in gameplay there.
So I did deployment, and I sent Pastor back to the hospital to heal him. So he stays in the hospital for the remainder of the turn, and we are going to go to investigate Aubrey, Missouri, which is a behavioral for plus and motive question. I'm going to use Karen Kosef's token to pay for one, and I'm paying for the other one here. So yeah, behavioral and motive. Oh, and before we go any further, I'm going to play maintain deniability for 2. It says, for the remainder of this turn, your opponent may only play keyword government cards.
I am familiar with that card. All right. No bluffs, no cards to prevent you from investigating, if that helps save any time.
All right, so I have behavioral 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8. So is your motive? Is your motive survival?
It is not.
I cannot get a yes answer tonight. Okay, so both cards are discarded, and now I have some discarding to do because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10 cards, so I really need to do some discarding. Oh, that's a tough one. Okay, I have 7 cards now. So I discarded medical treatment, aggressive recall therapy, and spying mission. And
Okay.
your turn.
All right, I'll draw for turn. Generate res. I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's see. I'll buy 2. I'm going to make that 3 cards, and I will yield to you to sell and buy.
Okay, I'm going to buy. I'm going to sell 2 cards. I'm going to sell Lieutenant Terry Wilmer for 4, and Alien Bounty Healer for 4. That's 8, puts me up to 19, and I'm going to buy 7 cards. And oh, sorry, passing it over to you.
Okay. I'm going to play an event card. Or maybe not. Hold on a sec here. You're killing me here. Sorry for the dead air here. I just have to think for a second.
Yeah, and with all the new cards, it takes some time to figure out the strategy.
a grid pattern search for 2. Select one card from your discard pile and place it in your hand. Okay. And oh, and this is my briefing phase, but since I'm in the hospital, I don't get a wound token for the cancerous nosebleed, if I remember that correctly.
Oh yeah, he's in the hospital, so no, you don't get.
All right, deployment. Everybody's gonna stay where they are, and I will play Striker's Cove again. That's evidence collection 4 and affiliation question cost 2. And I will turn to you for bluffs. Stephen has something here. Before you go any further, what's up?
Maybe I got my wires crossed. Who's got the sinus cavity and who's got the cancerous nosebleed on your team, David?
Brookman has.
Bruckmeyer has the sinus cavity, and Agent Heaton has the cancerous nosebleed.
So and Heaton's not in the hospital; she's in the bureau, right?
Right. So
she should be getting a damage token then. Okay.
Yes.
Was that there the whole time, and I just didn't see it?
Was the damage token there?
Yeah.
No, you caught me.
Okay. I because in my head I was like, oh yeah, because Brookman's in the hospital. He's got but then I was like, wait, Brookman has the sinus. Yeah. So I was getting confused who had which bluff played on them. So okay, carry on.
This will be so much better when we play in person and we can put the actual card under the agent.
But if we have copies of the cards, then we can always place those on our own agents, to remind us that is inflicted upon them, and or printouts of it as a reminder. I should do that, when Guillaume casts like a sinus cavity. I mean, I have plenty of copies of those. I should just, not that I forget. I never forget that I have a sinus cavity on me. But for one like the cancerous nosebleed, that's you're gonna have to remember that for your briefing phase specifically. Yeah, because I'm gonna try to get multiple copies of these cards once Dax gets around to submitting print orders for them. But yeah, it's just this game does have a lot to keep track of. But anyway, yeah, sorry for the interruption.
Nope, no problem. Thanks for catching me on that. All right. Awaiting bluffs.
Sorry, I just realized that I screwed up my checklist. So I was trying to remember which question I asked you, and I'm trying to cross things off correctly. I hope it won't. I didn't screw it up too much. Okay, so bluffs. So that's evidence collection and affiliation.
Correct.
Okay. No bluffs.
All right. Now I'm nervous. I'm going to move just Agent Heaton up to the site.
I'm going to play one event card. I'm going to play Insanity on Ride. Place this card on an opposing agent to change one keyword. Oh, sorry, I cannot do that. So, oh, yes, I can. One keyword independent or low to Insanity. This card is removed when a healing card is played on the afflicted agent. So, yes, it costs 1. Can you negate that card?
I cannot.
All right, so poor agent Heading now has both cancer and she's insane. Doesn't affect the investigation though. I'm going to play Vasily Pesko for 5. It's down to 6. It's a conspiracy and affiliation site. So Vasily Pesko can attack one agent and is then discarded. If the target agent has an equipment card which modify long range or close range combat, Pesko may steal that equipment. But she doesn't have any equipment. Okay. So can you negate Pesko? Oh.
What does that card do again? I'm sorry.
So it can attack one agent, my choice. Well, since there is only one agent, so that's Hedin. If she has any equipment that modifies her close range or long range combat, he can steal that equipment, but she doesn't have any. So that's pretty much it. And he can use martial arts and subterfuge cards.
And what are its keywords?
His keywords are adversary, government, and pound, and activators, conspiracy, affiliation, and site.
All right, my health is down to 2. This should be pretty easy, right?
So for long range combat, he deals 2, and she deals 1. So yeah, so he kills her during long range combat.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got nothing else. If you don't either.
No, I don't have any other cards to play.
Okay. Then we'll go right to debriefing. I've got 9, so I've got.
And I've got 10, so I have some discarding to do as well. All right. So I'm discarding shutting down the X-File since you don't have either Mulder and Scully. That card is useless. I'm discarding the World Molecule Man's Vendetta and Forensic Excavation.
Okay. I am discarding. Assassinated, and she had a date. And I will turn to you.
Okay, so I'm playing my free card. I am generating my res. That's 5. Put me up to 7. And It's too so difficult. I'm going to play. No. Yes. I'm going to play now on the menu for 2 to allow me to draw the first 2 cards of my bureau deck immediately. And that's it. Passing it over to you.
Okay. I'm going to sell an event. It's advice from a loser. Negate 1 evolutionary adversary. In addition, if the team makes a criminal investigation skill check of 6 or more, they may ask either 1 motive or 1 method question that is worth 5. And I'll buy 3. And back to you, sir.
All right, crossing off. What's this? No requisition, no healing, deployment. I'm going to take Pastor out of the hospital. And we are going to investigate the 14th Precinct House in Buffalo, New York, from the episode Born Again. It's Occult Investigation 5+, or Behavioral 5+, and it's a motive or result question. I'm going to use Karen Kosev's token, which I had forgotten to put back on her, to pay for the site. It costs 1, so I'm not paying any more RP. And before I'm going to play my second maintain deniability.
Oh, that's only government cards?
Yeah, only government cards can be played for the remainder of this turn.
Okay. I'll play 1 bluff.
Okay. I'm sending everyone to the site. Let's see the bluff.
See the bluff. The bluff is Senator Albert Sorensen. Force 1 agent, your choice, back to the Bureau immediately. You may not choose Agent Mulder or Krychek. Place this card atop the agent along with 2 tokens. Remove a token during each of your opponent's debriefing phases. The agent may not leave the Bureau, requisition equipment, or contribute their skills until both tokens are removed. That is a cost of 6, but I played it upside down, so it cost me 5.
All right.
And it is keywords are bluff, conspiracy, government, and move.
Nice. So which agent would you like to send back to the Bureau?
Only your finest agent, please. I'm at a loss to choose here because I can't read them.
Well, for the skill check or for in general?
How about the one with? I know I'm setting you up here, but the one with the Highest close range combat. How about that?
The highest close range combat. That's that's Pastor, because he has 2 + 1, so he has 3.
Yes, that's the guy.
Right. And how many? And you have 2.
I'm sorry?
Okay. You have 2 CP left, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, he's back in the bureau. Are there any other cards that you'd like to play?
Yes. I am going to play, and I'm going to keep a close eye on Steven here, just to make sure I'm playing this correctly. Lieutenant Terry Wilmer. His keywords are witness, alien investigation, and resource. Normally, he is a witness for active, but he has an alternate skill here or alternate effect. You may discard this resource during, it may have to be in play for me to discard and use this. Is that correct? Yeah, he's saying yes. So I will. Yeah, now here we go. What do you have for me?
Sorry, David. You need to have put him down during a previous investigation phase for that to work, and because he costs he costs resource points to play, so therefore you have to have him down as a you have to play him as a witness initially during an investigation phase, and then that would carry over to, because he's a resource witness, he can remain in play after your investigation phase or your investigation round ends. So yeah, no, I was like, wait, what is you setting up to with only 2 conspiracy points? But yeah, no, you need to play him whenever you're in the investigating player, and then he'll stay on your board until at such time you want to call forth the alien bounty hunter. But actually,
well, don't reveal.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Guillaume knows. I was like, wait, you do know he has to be in your hand, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh, maybe I just gave something away there.
No, and maintain deniability was still in place, so I don't think you could have played it anyway.
Oh yeah, he's not a government. You're right.
Yeah, he's not government. Wait, what? Sorry, what?
Guillaume has maintained deniability on his field, so I can only play government.
You can only, yeah. So yeah, all the more reason why. Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, I was getting excited there for a moment. I was like, wait a second, Wilmore, you can't come out yet. But if you get a chance, David, play him in your next round if you can afford him. Because I'd love to see that happen. That's the big
the game ain't over yet, baby.
It ain't over yet, but yeah, no, I want to see that happen if it's possible. I know you need to build up some resource points in order for that to take place. But hey, good good use of Senator Sorensen. I don't think if I'm understanding this, Guillaume, it really doesn't matter which agent he chooses. You're still going to have enough to make that site, regardless of whether he sends Munch home or
which is why I did not want to negate it.
Don't forget, Guillaume, you have to put 2 tokens on Pastor because he's stuck there. Well, at the end of this debriefing phase, you may remove 1, but then he's stuck in there for the next one as well.
I have 1 ready, so I'm just going to put 1 in. Okay.
Yeah, good enough. All right, cool. Carry on, gentlemen. Great game.
But it's only during my debriefing phase, right? Not his debriefing phase.
Yeah, but we're currently we're about to go into his debriefing phase in a moment. So he gets to remove 1 then, and then his next debriefing phase. So Pastor's going to be stuck in there for the rest of this turn and the rest of his next turn.
Remove a token during each of your opponent's debriefing phases.
The opponent being Guillaume.
Oh, yeah, I got it reversed. Okay, carry on then, everyone.
Yep.
Whew. All right. We all good, Stephen?
Okay.
All right. Carry on.
Okay, so am I free to ask the question?
Yes, I have no more cards to play.
Okay. So is your result manipulation of evidence?
Yes, it is.
For once, I was hoping you'd say no, because that would have taken a good chunk of the. Okay. Sorry about that. So I'm going to try to guess the identity of your X file. Are you the central operating system?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Anything else, or can I go with my penalty question?
You can go with your penalty question.
Okay. Still a pretty wide field for me here, so I'm just going to throw it out there. Is your X file ancestral spirits?
So I'm going to discard Munch's token and answer your question with aluminium makes a lovely hat.
Okay. I forgot about that one. I actually considered putting him on my team too, just so I could enjoy that.
And I think that's what Stephen was referring to. He was wondering why I had not used that penalty question before. But yeah, that was a gamble because I was waiting until I had fewer options, but I was afraid you play the mailman on me. So yeah. Okay, so both these cards are discarded, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so for once I don't have to discard anything. I have 7 cards in my hand.
I have 8, so I will drop. Oh, I like all of these cards, Stephen. You are a master author. And I know I'm going to regret this, but I am going to discard early parole. That is a big risk because you sent my molder to the gulag last week, but let's see. I'm hoping your gulag cards are buried in your massive brick of a deck there.
Yeah.
All right. Without further ado, can I begin my turn?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll draw one for turn. Not what I wanted. My res, 1, 2, 3. And I will purchase. I'll purchase 2 and turn to you to buy and sell.
I'm going to sell Owen Jarvis for 4 and Jerry Schnoz's RV for 2, so that's 6. So now to 12. I'm going to buy
I am going to go grab I keep losing track of the phases. I'm going to go grab a rule book real quick so I can have that next.
Sure. Well, I decide. Okay, sure.
Hi there, buddy. How are you? No events. All right. Rule book.
So I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy 5 cards. No, 4 cards. And passing it back to you.
All right. So healing phase. I'm going to take 1 off of Agent Heaton. No requisition. Deployment is going to stay just like this with, with Kresge. Case assignment, this hurts. But I have no sites. So I'll go right to debriefing. And I have quite a few cards here. We'll discard the death card, which we saw earlier. Let me just count here and make sure I don't overdo it here. So 2 more. Discard assassinated. one more. Oh my goodness. Roche takes a hostage. That's force an opponent team to make a subterfuge 4+ skill check. If they fail, apply a -2 modifier to the site skill check and negate all witnesses that are modifying the team's skill check. That gets me down to 7, and I yield to you, sir.
And I have 7 as well. I have to discard booby trap and first aid. Okay, so I'm going to draw my free card. And generating my res. If I remember correctly, does Pastor contribute to the res even though there is a bluff on him, or does the bluff prevent him from contributing to the res pool?
Let's see. Force one agent, your choice, back to the bureau immediately. You may not choose Agent Mulder or Krychek. Place this card atop the agent along with 2 tokens. Remove a token during each of your opponent's debriefing phases. The agent may not leave the bureau, requisition equipment, or contribute their skills until both tokens are removed. It doesn't say anything about not contributing res. I'm looking at Steven, and he's not making any motions, so I think you're right. He still does res.
All right, so that's 6 res.
Steven says yes. He's nodding his head yes.
Perfect. And it's getting increasingly difficult to figure because there are so many cards that I want to keep in my hand. So I think I'm just going to buy 1 card. And we are going to no requisition, no healing, deployment, everyone stays where they are. And we are going to go to the abandoned bus terminal in reverse, Massachusetts. So criminal investigation and affiliation question. I'm going to use Colton's token to pay for 1, and I'm paying for the other one. So criminal investigation 4+ and affiliation.
Okay.
Did you do your buying and selling, David?
We skipped that, but I didn't have any, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm going to play 2 bluffs. 2 bluffs.
Okay, let's. Everyone is going to the site. Let's see those bluffs.
Okay. First is the death card. Play to add 4 CP to your pool immediately. It costs 2, but I played it upside down, so it only cost me 1. So I'll get 3 for that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. And ready for the next one?
Yes.
Nothing to stop. Okay. This is no trespassing. Play this card to prevent all agents with the keyword FBI from contributing their skills to the site. This is a cost of 3. I played it upside down, so it only cost me 2.
So Kosef and Colton are FBI, so they cannot contribute. But Detective Munch and Detective Hudak do not have the FBI keyword. So it's just FBI, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so these two do not have FBI keyword, and it's the prerequisite is criminal investigation 4+, and the 2 of them have 5. So do you still, since these are new cards, do you still, you can, if you want, you can remove the bluff and add the tokens back to your conspiracy pool? Because if you had known, you would not have played that card. So
yeah, I was kind of shooting in the dark, but that doesn't seem very fair. If everyone's cool with that,
Oh, hold on, I'm not hearing.
I'm going to bring in our judge here. He's nodding his head, but
yeah, absolutely. If Guillaume's cool with it, I mean, yeah, and I absolutely am too, because you are working at a disadvantage without being able to actually see his agent's skills. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. I was wondering if you had a like once you took those two out of play, then what was going to be the next card you would play? That would, but if you don't have anything else, I would, take it back. And as long as Guillaume's cool with it,
Definitely.
okay.
I love that you played it though. I wanted to see that card played nonetheless, so I do like that. And so it is. It's good that Guillaume, a testament to your team, that they do, have the combined skills to withstand a card like that. So good job on team selection. That is a strength to Hudak and Munch. The season 4 team that they can get past that. They can bypass that card. Whereas your premier, your commercially released cards, they tremble and fall at the play, and when that card is put in the field. So yes, that's what I wanted to see. Excellent.
All right. Well, I have nothing else to stop you.
All right. So it's an affiliation question. Is your affiliation alien?
It is not.
Okay. So that site is discarded, and debriefing phase, I'm going to remove Pastor's last token, so he will now be able to be deployed during my next turn. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 cards, and I'm going to discard. I'm going to discard University of Maryland. So I now have 7 cards.
Okay, I have 6, so no discard.
Okay, your turn.
All right, I'll draw for turn.
There is a thunderstorm here, so I hope my internet connection doesn't get cut off.
All right, I drew my free one, and I'll collect my res, which is just 3. And I'll buy 2. And turn over to you. Oh, actually, hold on. So we're still in the debriefing phase. I'm going to play Happy Birthday. Play on one agent during the briefing phase to double the agent's res for the 1 turn. In addition, you may requisition 1 equipment card to the agent at no cost. Each player may only have 1 card of this card in their deck. Now, I don't have any equipment.
That's a great card.
Yeah, I don't have any equipment to take advantage of everything on the card, but playing it on Agent Dog, it means I'll get 2 more res points. And now turn over to you to sell and buy, sir.
I'm going to sell Nurse Owens for 6. I'm going to buy 4 cards. And back to you.
All right. No healing. No requisition. So deployment, I'm actually going to bring Clyde Bruckman back to the field.
All right.
And for site or case assignment, going to play Hotel James Monroe in Boston, Massachusetts. This is a observation 4+ and an affiliation question. And the RP cost is 2.
So observation and
Just observation, and it's an affiliation question.
affiliation. Okay.
And its keywords are site, mono, method, and computer.
I'm going to play 1 bluff. Sorry, 2 bluffs.
All right. One more thing before we do bluffs. I'm going to play Lieutenant Terry Wilmer for 4. So he adds 1 to a team's alien investigation. Skill check once during your turn. You may discard this resource during your opponent's turn to play the alien bounty hunter adversary at no cost. Activator requirements permitting. And I have nothing to negate your bluff.
Okay. So the first one is sinus cavity implant.
Oh, I need to assign my agents first. Yeah, it was just going to be these 2 guys, Doggett and Clyde Bruckman. Now go easy on Clyde. He's only got 2 nostrils.
So I'm going to, if you cannot negate that one, I'm going to implant it to Doggett.
Okay.
And the second bluff is Gulag Bird.
Oh, okay. Who's going to the gulag?
So it's a 6, so I have to pay 5. I'm going to send, so it's observation. I'm going to send, I'm going to send Clyde to the gulag as a thank you for forcing me to discard my opponents.
Okay. He's an old man. That's cold.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm going to move my field here so that you can see it.
So 3 tokens on
Steven
him.
is waving his hand here. Hold on a second.
I just want to point out, in case maybe Guillaume, you probably noticed a bit of an issue with the site card, right?
Observe.
What are the keywords? And that's the second time. First time I thought that was cholera. I was like, oh wait, but that's David's table. Yeah. So David, what are the keywords for James Monroe?
Site, mono, method, and computer.
And what's the prerequisite?
Okay, computer, yeah.
Yeah. That one I did correct on this updated spreadsheet. So again, and Dax, and when I sent it to Dax, that's when I noticed the card was there was a clash there. So it's supposed to be computer, not observation. But again, I mean, for the purposes of this game, I mean, can proceed as normal. But just wanted to point out though that if you want to overwrite where it says observation, change that to computer. For future use. But that is updated on the latest version of the spreadsheet that I put up in the OneDrive, though.
And I think the card that Dax made has
it is correct.
On that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, just again one of those carryovers from the original spreadsheet that was on OneDrive. But just wanted to point it out. I mean, it doesn't affect your gameplay as far as this goes, but yeah, just figured I'd mention that for the next time round. So actually, yeah, David, you may not be playing that card on your team next time because if you have the computer 4 to make that, but for today, observation's good.
Well, with a full team, I would be able to make the computer, but not with the team that was out in the field.
Would? Okay, I've changed it. Oh yeah, the team that's out there. Yeah, Hedden does provide a good chunk of the computer skill, doesn't she? Yeah, Guillaume, I'm hearing that thunder from this end too. I'm like, oh geez. If I'm hearing it, then that must be pretty close. Then, so yeah, here's hoping that stays away from your internet reception. I just as I say that,
it's really close.
Right?
Yeah.
That seems really prophetic. Anyway, kick me out again before I jinx anything else.
So that thunder was for Clive Brookman's. Yeah, going to the gulag.
Oh, and congrats, David! Happy birthday! Loved it.
Yeah,
thank you. You made my night. And Guillaume, you made my night with those 5 words. Aluminum makes a lovely hat. You made my night, gentlemen. So I thank you both.
Awesome.
This is surpassing the first playtest. Streets ahead. I love it. This is great. You guys are really showcasing this set. Yeah, streets ahead. Yeah, it's streets ahead of the. It's streets ahead of the first playtest. You guys are really showcasing this set. Both themes have been represented tonight. The cancer arc has been well played on both ends, and now we're getting to see the gulag, finally. Although you guys were just selling those gulag cards earlier, but now there might be a little bit of buyer's remorse, going forward.
I have a lot of cards that I've had to sell in this card that I regret.
Oh, hopefully you still have a Shiv somewhere in your deck, David.
I'm going to let Guillaume find out when he turns his back in the lunch line.
Oh, geez, yeah. Clyde Brookman, he probably could, not do a well played. He could probably dig that Shiv up to the hilt. I'm sure he's got it.
When you push a man too far, he's capable of anything.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, I'm going to send you to the back here.
Yeah.
Guillaume, I'm going to ask you to refresh my memory. How many tokens do I put on Clyde for the gulag? Is it 3?
So you have to place 3 tokens on him, and you may discard 1 during each of your debriefing phases.
Okay. Well, the site, you effectively thwarted my investigation there, so I moved to debriefing, so I will remove 1 gulag token. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, so no discard for me.
I have 8, so I have to discard 1. I'm going to. So many good cards, but okay, I have to discard Samuel Aboa. And I now have 7 cards.
All right, then we turn it to you to
Yeah.
investigate.
Just a second, I'm going to try to put my AirPods back on because with the rain, I'm not hearing very well. The sound is coming from my phone and the speaker is not really loud. So.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, and perfectly. I can hear you better as well. Because with the rain coming down really loudly and heavily on the roof, yeah, it's just better with the headphones. So I'm going to draw my free card. I'm going to generate my res, which is 6. 18. And I'm going to buy. Could I do this or not? I'm going to buy 1 card. And passing it over to you.
Okay. I'm going to sell a search warrant. Discard 1 witness card from your hand to examine your opponent's hand. Your opponent must discard 2 cards from their hand, your choice. That gives me an additional 2 conspiracy. And I will.
So I show you my hand, and you choose 2 that.
Oh, I'm
selling.
I'm selling that one. I'm not playing it. I'm selling.
Oh, okay.
It. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a resource card. Okay.
And I'll buy 1. I need something. Come on, baby. No. All right. Back to you, sir.
Okay. No healing, no requisition. Deployment. Everyone's going to the field, and we are going to investigate. This one. Hold on. We are going to investigate the Cassandra House in Rhode Island. It costs 1. It's a behavioral 5+ or criminal investigation 5+. It's a method or result question. I'm going to use currency token to pay for the site. And you can go ahead and play any bluffs that you have.
No bluffs.
Again, we have
and,
no bluffs. Okay.
No bluffs and no cards to play to thwart your investigation.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to ask a method question. Is your method threats?
Yes, it is.
Okay. That one goes away. And I have 8 cards in my hand. I'm going to discard 1. I'm going to discard 4 Tattoo Parlor. And I now have 7.
Okay.
And
before we end the turn, I'm going to play Rejuvenating Caves for 2. Play this card next to your X file you have chosen. Place 10 tokens on this card. Beginning on your opponent's next turn, you may take up to 2 tokens from this card and place them in your conspiracy pool. The tokens become conspiracy tokens or conspiracy points. When all counters have been removed, discard this card. So I'll just put that right up here. And I believe I have 10 I can spare. Two. Okay, there's all 10, and I have no discard.
Okay. So your turn.
Back to me. I'll draw one for turn. Generate res, which is a lonely one. Before I turn it over to you, I'm going to play Maintaining Deniability for 2. We saw this earlier. For the remainder of this turn, your opponent may only play keyword government cards. And with that, I will turn it back to you to sell and buy.
So I'm going to sell 2 cards. I'm going to sell Smokes and Mirrors for 5 and Advice from a Loser for 5. Puts me up to 10. 15, sorry. And I'm going to 5, 6. I'm going to draw 6 cards. Oh.
Where is my too close to the truth card when I need it?
6 or 5.
And unexpected call.
Oh yeah. Okay, 6. Okay. Back to you.
Okay. No healing. No requisition. So deployment. I'm going to... You know what? I'm going to bring Agent Hedon out to the field.
Okay.
And then move to case assignment, where I am going to play Olympic National Forest. Oh, I don't have enough. Shoot. What a dummy. All right, let's see here. I did not play that well. I only have 1 resource point, so I have no sight to play.
Because of Maintain Deniability?
Pardon me?
Yeah, because you played Maintain Deniability, so yeah, now you don't have enough.
Yeah, I thought this site was a 1-point thing and I didn't pay attention, so I overspent.
You know, for the purpose of, testing the cards, do you want to take back the Maintain Deniability?
Steven is saying yes because he likes to see the game keep playing. That's my second mulligan that you've given me. I appreciate that, but I'll put Maintaining Deniability back in and add 2 back. And I will play 2 to play Olympic National Forest. That is evidence collection 4+ and a result question.
Okay, I'm going to play 2 bluffs on the side.
Okay. Move Agent Doggett and Hedon to the site.
All right.
And go ahead and reveal your bluffs.
So the first one is trial run. So it doesn't affect your investigation. Play this card to add. Basically, I look at the number of witness cards in my discard pile and I multiply it by 2 and I add that to my CP pool. So I check before and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 witnesses. That's 10 minus 1 because the card costs 2. So I'm adding up to 9 to 18. And the second bluff is Senator Albert Sorensen, which you know what that does.
I'm sorry, you have to refresh my memory.
That isn't that the one that you played on me? It's force one agent, your choice, back to the bureau immediately. You may not choose Agent Mulder or Krychek. Place this card atop the agent along with 2 tokens. Remove a token during each of your opponent's debriefing phases. The agent may not leave the bureau, requisition equipment, or contribute their skills until both tokens are removed. So I'm going to attach it to Agent Doggett.
Okay. And you said back to the bureau, right?
Yeah, back to the bureau, yes.
And 2 tokens?
Hold on, what the skill check prerequisite, what was it?
Evidence collection. So I have 2 on Hedon
yeah.
and 3 on Agent Katz. So I can still make the skill check.
Okay, well, I'll still play the bluff. It doesn't change anything, so I'm still sending Doggett to the bureau. And can I do anything else? I'm going to play Roach, takes a hostage, force an opponent team to make a subterfuge 4+ skill check. If they fail, apply a -2 modifier to the side skill check and negate all witnesses that are modifying the team skill check. Cost 4.
Okay. I can't do anything about that one.
All right. I have no more cards to play.
Okay. I only have 5 in my hand, so no discard.
Okay. I have 8. I'm going to discard the Peacock Residence side card. And yeah, since we're in your debriefing phase, you get to remove 1 token from Brokeman in the Gulag. All right, so my turn.
Yes, I'm trying to refamiliarize myself with the nosebleed here. And It looks like I'm down to 0 health, so I got to be in the hospital. Play on one agent with 3+ health to decrease the agent's health during the briefing phase. So if we move to your briefing phase, that means I lose one more, which means I go to the hospital. No, Steven's like, no, you're playing it wrong. What's on your mind?
No, it's your briefing phase, David, not Guillaume's. Yours.
Okay.
You're good for till you're when you come to your next turn, though. Yeah, you're gonna lose her then. But
Okay.
yeah, it can't kind of. Yeah, it's she's not gonna obviously be coming into play during Guillaume's turn, but yeah, at the start of your next one, yes, you will be losing her.
Okay. All right. You're up there, boss.
All right, so my free card. Okay, that's nice. I'm going to generate my res, which is 6. I'm going to buy 6 cards. Yeah, 6 cards. And passing it to you.
Okay.
I have a question, and so I just drew happy birthday. So we are still in the briefing phase, but I already generated my res. So does that still apply, or should I wait until my next briefing phase?
Not gonna lie, I played it.
I'm fine either way. I'm just want to make sure that.
Okay, so you drew it as a result, like you drew Happy Birthday upon. Was that your free card, or was that
No,
it was like?
It was not. I drew my free card, which was not Happy Birthday. Then I generated my res. Then I drew 6 cards, and of those 6 cards, one was Happy Birthday.
I think you're gonna have to hold on. Yeah, I think the idea there is you're gonna have to hold on to. Because you've already generated the agent's res,
yeah.
so yeah.
I was only asking because I have so many cards. If I play, by the way, that's one less card I have to discard. But I'm fine with having to wait until my next turn.
I mean, unless you just want to do the requisition portion of it, but yeah, yeah, I would wait. I mean, yeah, wait till your next turn on that, since you've already generated that agent's res, which we can obviously only do once per turn. But yeah, I mean, if it had been your free card, that would be like, well, yeah, I'm okay with that because you do your free card first. That's the very first thing you do in the briefing phase. But if it's one of those that you generated, and yeah, I would say you passed that point. But hey, I look forward to seeing it in your next turn.
Oh yeah. And before I pass it to you, David, I'm going to play Blue Plate Special. And okay, well, it's a witness, but so I'm putting it here. And if I do play it, we'll see. Otherwise, I will just discard it. And now I pass it over to you.
Okay. I'm going to keep my cards, but I'm not going to sell, but I am going to buy one. I'm going to pass back to you.
So no healing, no requisition. Everyone stays where they are, and we are going to. We are going to go to Chaco House, Dudley, Arkansas. It's a subterfuge 5+ or behavioral 5+. It's an affiliation or motive question. I'm going to use current token to pay for the site. So subterfuge, behavioral, affiliation, and motive.
Motive, you say?
Yes.
Okay. I have no bluffs.
All right, so I'm sending everyone.
All right. I believe this is a legal move now. I'm going to discard Lieutenant Terry Wilmer. You may discard this resource during your opponent's turn to play Alien Bounty Hunter Adversary at no cost. Activator requirements permitting. Activators are adversary, alien, creature, and master. I'm sorry. Activators are conspiracy and motive site. That's it.
And when you played that witness card, I wanted to check what the activator was for the bounty hunter, and then we talked about something else, and I forgot. Okay, well, you know what? It will be a good opportunity to see him in action.
Yeah, and because this is the first time I've ever played this, I'm going to read it out loud here.
Oh, yeah.
And this is micro writing here. There we go. Each source of damage affecting the alien bounty hunter in close range combat also causes 1 damage to each opposing team member involved in the combat because he has poisonous blood. A little flavor text in there. The hunter may use martial arts and subterfuge combat cards. If killed in combat, place the hunter back in your deck and shuffle. It says here long range combat is NA and close range is 6. Health is 6.
So just before we start combat, is it too late for me to play a card, or has combat started and can I only play combat card?
Oh, I would think you could play a card, but let's get a second opinion here.
Which card? Because I really want to see this fight go down. Which card play?
Well, first, I have to check if it's worth playing the card or not. It is a witness, so would it be okay if I play the witness?
Which witness?
Well, I'm not going to say.
No,
it.
Yeah. I mean,
if I play the witness, the combat will still happen. It won't. The witness won't negate the alien hunter.
No, let's. Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
we're play testing, but I'm just like, if it's something that negates this guy, I'm like, no, I want to see this go down.
Right. So
for no other logic than I want to see this go down.
The long range combat is not skipped, right? Is that correct?
Well, I have NA, so I think that means I just have to take the punishment, or does that mean we skip the long range?
Correct. So yeah, they get first crack at you.
And then during close range combat, that's what. Okay. So 6.
Yeah. Cause close range. If we get to close range, then your agents are going to take a hit. One
Well,
each.
you know what? I'm not playing the witness. I
don't know what you had in mind.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you.
Save it for
then.
the after party. You can tell
Okay.
us then.
Yeah. Yeah, David, I got to tell you that earlier round, I was like, you were in the between a rock and a hard place because you played the maintaining deniability, and that would have kept Senator Sorensen from being played, but then you wouldn't have enough to play a site. I was like, oh my gosh, it's down to the resource points on that one.
I could have played him because it was only keyword government cards.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep, sorry. Stupid me. But yeah, I was like...
I just remembered because I thought, okay, with maintained deniability, I will not be able to play anything, but then I drew Senator Sorensen, so...
Yeah, Sorensen, right. But then the other card you played after Sorensen, what was the one you played after that? The one that ended the whole thing?
I think I played Trial Run first. So I would not have been able to play Trial Run.
Yeah, that didn't have the government key. That was what I meant to say. Yeah. Oh, leave me in for this. I want to see this fight go down. Like, David, this could be a comeback for you right here. Well, I don't know. I know. Is Pastor in this, or is he not?
I have 10 long range combat. I have 9, 10 if I remove one of Pastor's token.
I wasn't sure if 9. Pastor was in this because he was down there. I was like, maybe he's not part of the site team, but he is. Okay.
I have 9, so that should be enough to kill him before he...
More than enough.
And even if Pastor had not been there, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 6, even without Pastor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, he gets placed back in the deck and shuffled in, but dang. Yeah, man. You got to think about that card and the way it was, because he's not contributing anything to long range, which makes sense because he only uses his little stiletto gimlet. But looking at it's like you don't even have Krychek on your team, Guillaume, and it's like, yeah.
But Pastor's here. Munch and Pastor pretty much take care of every adversary.
Yeah. Because you have Munch has 2, Dudek has 1. Colton has 2, that's 5, and then you had Kosov who has 6. That's it. You just need 4 agents out there, and that's... I mean, I think a healthy sample of any team is probably going to have about that much, long range on them. So it's like the fact that we're paying an ungodly sum to play the bounty hunter, and it's like the chances of even getting to his close range round.
Well, if Munch was not on the team, then he would have taken out 3 agents because they would not have killed him during the long range. If there was just Hudak, Colton, and Karen Kosev, they only did 5 damage.
We got 3, but yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at where's my usual team? My usual team, Mulder has 2. Skinner wouldn't be out there. Detective Manners has 1. Hosting has 1. Kresge has 2. My team, as they are, would kill the bounty hunter in long range as well. So it's like, really makes you think about the bounty hunter in an advanced game.
You do have to be careful about when you play it.
Yeah. I mean, granted, for David, considering his resource or his conspiracy pool, I mean, it was the only recourse really. But man, I'm just thinking the bounty hunter is just. I mean, I thought it was overpriced before this, but looking at it even more, it's like that thing is even more overpriced than I originally conceived. Because, my 4 team of agents, because I have a standard, the 4 agents I keep out in the field, Skinner stays in the bureau. The 4 on the field still do it. And so, yeah. And I know, obviously, Guillaume's current team would do it easily because he has Krychek, and Krychek brings 4 of that long range right there. So even it's like Krychek and maybe like, even if his full team isn't out there, Guillaume could still, if he has Krychek, he can still knock out the bounty hunter. So just yeah. No, I don't know. I really think that card, as cool as its effect, I mean, I don't know, maybe if the long range combat round was skipped,
and there are cards for that.
What's that?
Aren't there cards for that too, to allow you to skip the long range combat and go straight to short range, or is that just a game effect on some of the adversaries?
It's a game
that's
effect.
Game effect.
That's game effect. Okay.
But not on all the adversaries that have NA. Only it has to be explicitly mentioned. Now, Dave, you had a combat card. There are combat cards that give the bounty hunter some long range.
But do they though? Because
like
since it's NA and not 0, I don't think you can add anything to his long range.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, if it's 0, you can add something. But yeah, no, you can't.
He's locked out on that long range.
So again, it's like for the bounty hunter.
Or you could have I think maybe there might be combat cards which allow you to skip the long range combat, and then you would go straight to close range with the bounty.
That's what I was thinking. I thought I remembered seeing 1 or 2 cards that force you to skip long range and go right to short range, but I couldn't.
But
recall.
Since you already have to pay 12 for the alien bounty hunter, then you have to pay extra for the combat card, and you do have to have both cards in your hand at the same time. So it's doable, but it's really expensive and really unlikely also. But yeah, I think it was the first time we saw the alien bounty hunter being played, so that's a good one.
Well, maybe we'll see him in basic tomorrow, but you're not going to see the awesome game effect implemented. It's just going to be a 1-to-1, face off. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm liking the card even less. I'm liking the bounty hunter even less now that we're kind of seeing just the viability of getting to actually play it in the course of and actually seeing it. You're right, Guillaume. It is a matter of playing him at the right time when maybe not the full brunt of the team is out in the field. But it's like it almost seems like you have to have a team of 3 or fewer agents if you're going to get anything out of it. If you have a team of 4 agents, it's possible that that's not going to be enough to get to close range. Unless it's the worst selection of agents where the long range is 1 across the board for 4 or 5 agents, then it's we're not going to get to see the bounty hunters close range round otherwise. So
what about
I'm glad you tried, but it's now I'm just thinking that's just the bounty hunter is just leaves a lot to be desired.
What about adding another game effect to Terry Wilmer that lets you skip the long range combat?
You're in the close confines of a submarine in Endgame when they have that showdown. So, I think
that would, or maybe not skip long range, but maybe remove the activator requirement still applying. Maybe say it's free and it can be played on any site. Maybe that's a trade-off. I think removing the long range skill would be too powerful on the card.
Oh God, it would. It really would, especially since you're taking the cost out and the long range. Yeah. No, I agree, but it's just my gosh, the bounty hunter card is just. Yeah.
It's too expensive.
Yeah, no,
it's too expensive.
Yeah, it is so expensive, and for what you're getting out of it, you're ultimately not getting much. Your agents are getting 1 damage to each of them, which is not going to suddenly make them all. In the show, it would make them hospitalized, yes, but as far as the game goes, it's you deal 1 round of damage to each of them, great, but they're still able to remain in the field. So it's kind of I don't know. It's you compare it to the Darkness Falls card, for instance, or the Manitou. Either one of those, you're kind of in the poorhouse with your agents are in the poorhouse, but the one who provides daily the poisonous blood doesn't send them to the hospital immediately.
They should be sent to the hospital immediately.
They should. They really should. Yeah, it's and that would make that 12 CP cost, a little more. Would make it easier to swallow. If it's like, well, each agent is damaged, and then they have to go to the hospital. Yeah, sure, it screws your investigation for that round. Yeah, but they're only inflicted like 1 damage from that, except for the one that he attacked. So the rest would be able to heal and come out quickly in the next round, except for the one that took the hit of the close range. But yeah. No, I was like, maybe the bounty hunter is just best left to basic gameplay only. So anyway, well, let's carry on. But it's disappointment, but not because of the Wilmer card. The Wilmer card worked as intended.
Oh yeah, it worked perfectly. Yes, definitely.
But the bounty hunter itself is flawed in ways that it shouldn't be, if you ask me.
Perhaps a new alien bounty hunter card is needed.
A revised alien bounty hunter card. Oh man, yeah. I feel like the audacity of me to who am I to take on that? But much as I want to, correct that, make the bounty hunter worth its weight in conspiracy points. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not frustrated with you guys. I'm just frustrated with the bounty hunter card, and its inability to actually do as it's supposed to. But again, I mean, it's a good team Guillaume has, but it's looking like most teams could probably withstand that particular foe. As I'm looking at I have a bunch of agent cards laid out in front of me, and I'm just like, yeah, it seems like most combinations can deal with the bounty hunter.
Well, then
not all.
Then skipping long range wouldn't necessarily overpower him if most agent teams could still take him on.
For instance, let's say if long range had been skipped with this team, how would it have worked? For instance, for close range combat, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8.
Still enough to kill him, but he would be able to attack 1 agent, and all of your agents would get issued 1 damage, and one of your agents would be in the hospital with full damage. Yeah, six close range inflicted on him. So that, is a pretty worthwhile. I mean, even though the other agents get to remain, even though they shouldn't. But yeah,
still, it's just for you only just get rid of 1 agent, and the investigation gets to continue with the other 4. So for 12 CP, it's just too expensive.
It is way too expensive. It's I don't know. I don't know how that card. I mean, if that card was, I'm sure assuming it was play tested, but I was like, yeah, it works fine in basic, but any adversary works fine in basic. Yeah, it doesn't work in advanced as well as you. Yeah, it's kind of like when you pay for, when you buy a car and you're paying a lot for it because it's mostly the brand name of the car. It's like the bounty hunter is like the popular adversary because it's the most well known. It's the most recurring one. It's almost like you're paying for the brand name.
They should have just made it like a promo with foil or something and just made it a collectible rather than an actual card you'd want in your deck, just for the sake of having all of the X-Files characters rather than like, I got to have that alien bounty hunter because he's going to destroy my opponent. Be fun more as a collectible rather than a
exactly. He's like the agent. He's like the Reggie something of adversaries. Nice to own, but it doesn't. He's not as effective in the field as you'd like. It's like, oh my God. I mean, I'm gonna I'll just sit down and run some scenarios with teams and be like, okay, when does the bounty hunter actually get to, give you the bang for what you pay for? And I'm like, I don't see as many outcomes favoring that cost. I really don't. I mean, Guillaume, you've done lots of play tests. with
Yeah, I didn't do any with him, but I think in order for him to be effective, you'd have to be up against a team of maybe 3 or 4 agents if the agents only have 5 close range combat, 5 long range combat. Then if he manages to get to the close range combat, he would really inflict a lot of damage on those agents. I think on a team of 3 agents, you would at least send 2 to the hospital.
probably.
And maybe on a team of 4 as well. Yeah.
Yeah. If their close range is pretty weak across the board. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like you've looked at the season 4 adversaries and that we make a point of making their costs a little easier to swallow compared to some of these more expensive ones. And it's like you're getting more out of those season 4 adversaries, I imagine. Although, granted, we haven't seen a whole lot of them actually play tested, but I think we can tell. But I mean, I'm hoping we'll see more either this playtest or maybe next one. But yeah, we'll see like how those adversaries, actually, deal damage in the course of combat. But am I inclined to up their costs? No, no, because it's hard enough, trying to be able to afford them, and I'm not inclined to make them less desirable. I want to make them more desirable than the existing adversaries. And here we have the cream of the crop with premier adversaries, and they and they just proved to be a letdown. Anyway, should we carry on? We're getting pretty late. And I'm sure David's probably getting pretty tired.
And I didn't eat dinner, so I'm running on empty here, gentlemen.
Oh my gosh, dude. Do you have anything to snack on?
Well, I've got some fruit and cheese sitting here, but it feels weird to be munching on stuff in front of the camera.
Do it. It's after midnight at this point. Go for it. I mean, no judgment here.
Well, let's get back to it. I think you've thwarted the alien bounty hunter. Stephen, we're going to put you in the green room there. All right, so combat's resolved, and I've got nothing to stop you from investigating your site.
Okay, so it was, I'm going to ask a motive question. Is your motive ideology?
It is not. How many do you have me down to after you're finished crossing them out?
Well, since I made some mistakes in my checklist, I now have you down to 1. So I'm going to ask you if you're that X file, but I'm not sure I did not make any mistakes. So is your X file the poltergeist?
Yes, it is. Let's bring back Stephen for that.
I'm back again. Good Lord.
Yeah.
So quickly. Well, congrats, Guillaume. But I really want to congratulate both of you for, embarking on this playtest, and really both sides, you guys really played some, great cards, that I think
it was a really long game. Yeah.
It was a 3 hours. Good Lord.
We're at 3 hours.
And some of that was spent talking, especially the last 15
it's
minutes.
The first time that I've used half of my deck.
Nice. What cards were coming up shortly after? Had we gone to another round?
I finally had a Great Pilot Surge. I had Exterminated. I had Mrs. Peacock, Quarantine Zone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, David Dax just sent me back Mrs. Peacock today, but there's some couple things he has to fix with it. Nothing that with the text or anything.
The witness card that I wanted to play for the bounty hunter, it was Sheriff Andy Taylor.
Oh, I thought it was Tuscany. I was like, I forgot about Andy Taylor.
Yeah, you can attach him to one skill, and you can. Yeah, but
yeah, I mean that would have been okay. I was just like, please don't do Colonel Marcus Belt. I was like, don't play him. Yeah, I was like, no, I want to see Bounty Hunter. Okay. All right. Well,
okay.
No, I
So
would.
I did not get to play Happy Birthday, but at least I drew it this time, so I'm getting closer.
Yeah. Good
and
stuff.
David, do you want to take a guess at my X file? Because
you got a few questions in there, David. You got like 2.
Well, yeah,
right?
I've got you narrowed down to 24. So let's see here.
If I can give you just a clue, it was very unlikely that I would pick that one.
Well, seeing as you pick at random every time, I don't know that narrows it down for me, but I really don't even have a guess. I narrowed down 2 affiliations, and that's as far as I got.
Not bad.
So just out of the just pulling one out of my hat here, the Manitou.
I was the Poltergeist.
Oh no, that's funny.
Wow, randomly chosen, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
What do you know? And he's at the very bottom of the list too.
Yes, the last one.
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah. Wow.
And what I did wrong is that I have 2 checklists. So I fold the paper, and one side mine and one side is David. And I crossed off government and evolutionary when David asked me the question, but then I did not flip the checklist over. So whenever I was asking question, I started crossing off on that checklist. And at some point, I realized that I had made a terrible mistake because my checklist was empty.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a strong possibility that you might mess up, especially if you're tracking both checklists. But yeah, it's a lot of work. But I mean, it helps when it especially helped when in that game where I messed up and I scratched off the result when I should have circled it. We were able to figure out that's where I went wrong because you were tracking it with me. So.
This is another case of I have the right cards, I just don't seem to get to them because I had Apollo 11 keychain coming up, which I put in this deliberately to attach to Agent Cats where it would have been safe in the bureau, and I would have had an extra one. And this is where I was going with this. I had a couple Gulag birds in my deck, and I also had Senator Albert Sorensen. So my plan was to just knock out agents and have at least 1 or 2 turns where I would have, I would have been able to thwart your investigations a little better.
David, I really think there's 2 cards that you need to add to your deck, and actually 2 copies of each. You need to have...
before you say it, I'm going to check, and chances are they are in my deck.
Then dang, that curse them for not coming up sooner.
All right,
which 2 am I thinking of?
Because you call it out, and I'm going to find them in here and prove that I probably have them. Yeah.
Too close to the truth.
Too close to the truth. I have. Yep.
2 of them.
Oh, you do have it. You do have it.
I have
2 of them. You need to have 2 of them, David. I'm looking at the differences between your 2 pools. I'm like, you would have benefited so well if you drew either that or unexpected call. You should have 2 of each in your deck.
I mentioned it earlier in the game. I wish I had them at that time. I only have 1 copy of each of those cards, and I've got I've got them in this deck, but I just never seem to get to them.
It's not hard getting another unexpected call, but too close to the truth is pretty hard to find. But yeah, if you can get your hands on another one, because I think that would help your game a lot. Because
I had 2 rejuvenating caves.
Yeah, they didn't come up as soon as you would have hoped. Yeah. Did you include the friend in the FBI in there too?
Friend in the FBI is in here. I'm not finding it right away, but yes, there's too close to the truth.
All right. I'm glad you have 1 in there. Yeah.
No, I had 2 alien bounty hunters.
Just remove the bounty hunter at this point. Good Lord.
And I was really gunning for that cancer one. I had 2 of the mortality imminent, and all the cancer related ones. I had them in here because I planned on using that one as much as possible to really push it to the limit.
Yeah.
Oh, there's hard evidence.
Buried way down there. Yeah. No, it's like more of those cards that you can use to keep building your pool might be help. My strategy, as you guys know, is I just inundate my deck with equipment and just sell it, because it just I have so much equipment that it comes up, pretty much every draw, because I'm just buried in equipment in here. But that's what keeps my
Actually,
going.
what I remember you saying that, Steven. So for this deck, at first I put the usual equipment like 2 Lux video camera, 2 shotguns, etc. And then I figured I'd put in some more equipment cards which would cost 4. And then I remembered that there is a trial run card. So I removed those equipment and I added witnesses which cost 4, so I could sell them for CP. And then when I got trial run, I had 5 witnesses in my discard pile, so I was able to get 10 CPs back. So
put all those expensive witnesses in, like those witnesses that cost 4 or 3, sell them. Yeah, I mean they can still work. I mean, I did design this set with the idea that witnesses would be, used more in the game, but that doesn't mean altogether not using them for conspiracy fodder, because trial run.
But I did put witnesses which could help me if I needed it. But
if you needed it.
Yeah. So I had 2 forensic excavation if I needed to get a witness back. I had grid pattern search also, and I had street contact. But trial run is a real
trial run is a great card. I love it. Yeah, 2 of those per deck once I get my season 4 one up and running. But David, get one of those. Get 2. Get 2 trial runs.
Trial runs.
That card will replenish
here too.
Especially if you have a lot of you should have a lot of witnesses in your deck. But that will definitely help you out. Another way to add bank when you need it. Help you pay for those expensive adversaries.
I may have cut trial run because I didn't have as many witnesses in here as I.
Okay, throw more. Just put more witnesses. Even like Guillaume was saying, the witnesses that you couldn't include in there are ones like that, like the ones that negate adversaries. You could put those in there. Maybe hold on to them, and if time comes, sell them. But you can think about like putting some more in there that you might use or you might sell. So they have a dual purpose depending on what the situation demands.
Well, it was a really fun game. I really enjoyed it.
It was so much better than the last one. I mean, we got to see way more of the deck or the expansion set this time than we did the last time. So I'm very happy. We caught a couple things but then again, they had been fixed in my later drafts. So far so good. I'm not seeing corrections yet. Or corrections that I haven't already made. But gentlemen, what are your thoughts?
I think that was a successful run, a trial run. It was a good gameplay. It was. I really enjoyed.
This is the guy who won.
Yeah.
This is the guy who won
really
and had 13 conspiracy
this
points.
one was really good.
I mean, Guillaume was really like I'm applauding like the way his resource pools were just like consistently high. So it was like the way you were strategically buying and selling. It showed. You were never wanting for points. I think at pretty much from the start of this game. So it's a quality deck you constructed there. For just what was intended to be a play test. So again, like when the full set of these cards are available and you got them all printed nicely, and and we're playing games on the channel that incorporate these sets. Oh, I'm getting an echo. Why am I getting an echo? Okay, we good? Okay,
there's Guillaume.
Yeah, so this is like what Guillaume, what you showed us is kind of like the makings of what we can expect to see when we're kind of routinely playing these season 4 cards in our in our respective decks. So you're giving me a lot to think about on that front. And I'm still like, I'm looking at a ton of agents here, and I'm trying to decide what my team is going to be with the season 4 set incorporated. And I'm just like, it's frustrating because I'm like trying to find a team where I can like investigate the skills that I want, but then have enough res. I'm still finding myself lacking on the res that I want.
But the thing that I enjoyed because what I wanted to do was use agents that I had never used before, so I did not want to use the same agent from season 4 as last week, and actually it really helped me. Well, because sometimes when you don't have when you can pick any agents, it's difficult to choose which skills to use. But since I knew that I wanted to use those 3 agents, it was just a matter of figuring out what other agents from Premier or 1013 I could use with them. But I have always wanted to use a team with behavioral, so that was nice to be able to finally
what
use
a
that
behavioral bunch that was. I mean, there was like 8 behavioral skill amongst them or something like that. That was crazy. I think I'm trying too hard to make this team at least vaguely similar to my current team in a lot of ways, but at the same time I'm like, yeah. So what was your total res you were getting with your team, Guillaume? Was it 1, 2, 3? No, that's Clyde Bruckman. That 1, 2, 3, 4.
I had 6.
Who's my
Colton?
Colton. Okay, yeah. No. And David, you were getting 4 per round. Is that correct?
When they were at full strength, yeah.
When they're full strength, yeah. Bruckman, Kotz, Heaton, and John Doggett. Yeah, because John Doggett only has a reservoir. I didn't have him in front of me, so I was like, okay.
Doggett has a res of 2, and everyone else is 1.
Then you have 5, right?
Yeah, 5.
Okay, so 5. Okay, 5. That's not bad. I mean, 5's good. I mean, anything less than that, I'm feeling like you're not generating much at the beginning of the round. But compared to, like, you guys recall what Nathan brought to his last game, I was like, was he generating like 8 res per like beginning or something like that? That was crazy. He had like Colton, Krychek, and like Skinner, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so much res coming in.
The most generated was 7. Yeah,
7.
Skinner in the bureau and Krychek and Hostin and someone else was 7.
Colton on there too. It was good. Yeah, I've been trying to find combinations where I can get the most res out of it, but then be skillfully sound in that the skills complement one another to an extent that I can, actually investigate certain sites prereqs effectively. So no, but it's always been like with advanced, it's always been a balancing act, and so it's trying to marry these season 4 agents in with the the commercially available agents and finding something that's viable. John Munch looking especially strong tonight, not just because of his game effect, but yeah. I thank you again for playing that, Guillaume. That was a highlight for sure. Yeah, he's a really good agent. He brings a lot of great skills. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I would probably like him and Mike Millar are probably among more of the top, like might be my favorites for the season 4 agents. So
yeah, but
how you can get it.
Both of them, you're already up to 11, so yeah, you're kind of short. Yeah, it doesn't leave much room for us.
It doesn't. I mean, if I throw, because like in Millar, it's like he benefits best if you have either Mulder or Scully on the team, and they're both 7. So then that takes you up to 18. So you're only left with 2. You got Manners. Manners is good for that. Otherwise, you got Nemhauser. You could throw Kresge and still be short 1. But yeah, that's kind of what I was playing around with here. Some of those combinations. But yeah, even with that, Mulder 2, Munch 1. Millar, initially, he'll only get 1, but then when he's out in the field the rest of the time, he's treated as 2. So as Rule 3 res plus Molders 2. That's not bad. So anyway, kind of the things I'm just was playing around with while the game was going on. But anyway, are we looking at doing another playtest for next Saturday, or do you guys want to take a break? You want to do another playtest?
Oh yeah.
I think we need to get it in there.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah. I'm like, when did you get you had Jason Ludwig already? You had him printed. And I was like, I just had him like posted a couple days ago. That was yesterday. You went to the print shop.
I printed it yesterday afternoon. Yeah, just I built my deck yesterday, and I looked at some of the bluffs. And since there are only 3 bluffs that are ready and finalized, so I figured I'll just print those 3.
Nice. I'll probably put the first 2 on Facebook tomorrow. I didn't get around to doing that today. But Mrs. Paddock is the next, or not Mrs. Paddock. Mrs. Peacock is the next bluff to show you guys. That one, and then I'll submit the next 4 to that. Yeah, Mrs. Peacock's a pretty good bluff. You guys both discarded Booby Trap tonight, or both of you, or one of you? One of you at least did it.
I did, yes.
Yeah, it's a good card.
Yeah, but it was mostly due to me having.
That's probably my favorite bluff.
So many cards at the end of each turn, so yeah. Because also I had a Langley in my hand. I had there were some cards that I did not want to discard. So
yeah, you guys don't have Deep Throat in these decks, do you?
No, I didn't include him. No.
Good. We don't. Yeah. We don't want to make.
Maybe if I do include him, it would be just to sell him for CP.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, I think that should be a playtesting rule: is no deep or don't play Deep Throat. Because it's like we're not here to win. We're just here to play and see how the cards work together. So smart. Yeah, because I have seen Deep Throat actually sold I was like, what was the strategy there? Oh, to bypass Hostein's token. Because it was one of the games that Matt and Mike were playing. Like Matt sold him in like the first round. I was like, you're selling Deep Throat? Hostein's token. Because Mike has Hostein's. Yeah. And see, he had Grid Pattern Search. Went back around and got him. Smart.
Yeah, that was sorry. That was a good strategy. Oh my god.
It was. Because I mean, Mike's the same way with Hostein that you and I are. He plays Hostein's token right off the bat, and it's like, yep, there you go. So if you get Deep Throat in your hand, the first round is like, oh geez, got to do something. Hostein's token's gonna get played. It's like a time bomb ready to go off. Oh man. Well, this is going to be a good one to post, David. So, yeah, I know I'm going to have to go back and watch at least one portion of it for sure. Because, dang, I missed out on a good moment in the game. Here's Owens for the win. All right, yeah, next Saturday we'll do playtest round number 3. New agents, perhaps?
Sorry?
New agents, perhaps, for next week?
A whole new team. Yeah.
New team.
If I have time, I will. Otherwise, I think I will just be using that one again. Since there is half the deck that I did not get to play, so I feel that there are some more cards in that deck that I will need to try.
Yeah, just cut the deck in half and put the bottom on top, and just.
I already shuffled.
Oh, you already shuffled? Okay.
But you guys, between the two of you, you brought everyone but Mike Millar was represented tonight. But you guys used him, and he was used in the last play test. So you guys have already played all of the agents from the set, or including Doggett. I didn't think of. I was like, who's that third one? Oh, Doggett. I forgot he's the promo. So yeah, that was smart, David, bringing him out there. If you want to use him next week, try him out with the skills that, because he's going to cost 6. So I don't know if that changes your selection at all. He's cost 6 instead of 7. So
that might change a few things, but I don't know that Doggett's going to fit into my plan for next week. I've got.
right.
I don't want to give away too much, and I might not even be playing if Nathan's up. And
Yeah, what did he say about his the state of his season 4 stuff? I think he had a really.
I think he said that he couldn't get it ready for this week, but maybe next week he could.
Maybe.
Yeah, he said it wasn't finished yet.
All right, so we'll tentatively put you guys down to play again. But if Nathan comes in, then whoever wants to bow out. I mean,
if Nathan is available, I'll let him have I let him play.
Nice try, Guillaume, but you're a much better player, so I think we'll get a lot better play out of it if it's you and Nathan rather than me.
I mean, but David, in the same vein, David, the more you play, the better you're going to get. So it's like,
am I getting better? I don't know.
Yes.
The game lasted way longer than it did last week, because last week it lasted longer, but because we decided to continue the game, because I had guessed your identity, but we continued playing to test the card. But this time it really took me 3 hours to get to your identity. So even if we take out the moments where we discussed the cards, it was a really long time.
Yeah, and you got in at least 2 questions.
2 questions, yeah, great.
2 questions is enough, especially if you got in 2 affiliation questions. That's 2/5 of the checklist scratched off right there. That's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, yeah, no, I think that was a good. Yeah, I mean, Guillaume didn't get to your X file easily.
No,
I mean, he didn't have deep throats to help him out, but otherwise, yeah, I think he still had to work for it.
Well, we'll see. I've got a whole new plan.
Yeah, keep constructing the deck, refining it. I mean, we're all doing that every time, every game. Even the one I do it every game, even though I have won a considerable amount of them. I still am tweaking it every time afterwards, thinking about, okay, how could that have gone better? Which cards could have come up, that didn't, and which card, like, how can I reduce it, especially to better the chances of those cards come up. Like Guillaume the other day, my video trap cards didn't come up either. My blackmails didn't come up. I especially needed my blackmail cards the other day.
I was really good.
I was so disappointed on that. They were, and I looked later. They were buried. They were buried down there. I was like, oh, they were never going to come up in that. So
with this deck, if I had lasted 2 more rounds, I would have had plenty of cards to be able to take guys out of your team, Guillaume, and maybe be able to thwart you with. I had a couple really good cards that I was looking forward to using too, like Search Warrant and
Search Warrant.
1 or 2 others that either I had in my hand that I didn't have enough points to play, or they were just 2 cards down from the top, and I just didn't get to them in time. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm starving. I've got a big bowl of spaghetti waiting for me, so I'm going to eat that, and I'm going to sleep through the night with all those carbs, baby. So
get some rest, David, because you got a game with me tomorrow. Granted, it's just a basic tutorial. We're not playing to win. We're just playing for demonstration purposes. So
good thing we're not playing to win, because
we're not playing. You're not playing. Granted, tonight we weren't really playing to win. I mean, kind of were, but it was like. It was still secondary. Tomorrow, it's really not even a factor in it. I just want to cover all the basic cards, in a way that I think is going to be, demonstrate the game, to people who don't really know it very well. That's the goal. I don't really care if I win. I don't. I just want to see if I can. Create a video that will put the previous. You guys have said we've seen previous videos out there, but maybe they don't quite do it justice.
They all suck.
That's that's the goal. I want to rise above those previous ones with this tutorial tomorrow. So I'm coming into the game tomorrow with that and that alone. And secondary, I want to play certain cards. There are a lot of cards that I would not include in my advanced deck that I am going to, hopefully get to play. tomorrow because I'm disinclined to put and not just because they're expensive adversaries. There's other cards, and I'll show you. It's like this is a card I'm showing you right now that will not be. It's misclassified case. That's an event card. I will never put that in my advanced deck because it's so expensive for what it's worth. But it works great in basic because I don't have to pay for it. So there's quite a few instances of that. So I'm gonna enjoy that part of it. But again, not for the win, but just the sheer joy of getting to actually play these cards. So anyway, David, go eat, and Guillaume, I will see you tomorrow night as well. I'm gonna see both you guys tomorrow. So yeah, you guys both get rested up and
Hey, what's up? You guys are cheating on me. I didn't know you were playing tomorrow.
It was kind of last minute. See, the thing was we as I mentioned, the first run at the power rules, the video was a fun game, but it just didn't really showcase the power rules as I wanted them to. So I'm like, I'm scrapping this. Let's try it again. This time, hopefully we'll get to actually see some of the power rules actually implemented in the course of the game. As I said, even if I have to shoot myself in the foot and ask the worst of the power rules that would hurt me, I will do it just to see. Just so they actually
see what happens.
Yeah.
And I usually cannot play on Sunday nights, but Monday is a national holiday here, so I'm not working on Monday.
And I don't work till noon on Mondays, so yeah, it works out for me too. I still have to get up and get my daughter ready, but then I can take a quick nap right after she's gone to school. And yeah, so yeah, we're good. I'll let you guys go, and I will see you each tomorrow. David, 1 o'clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 o'clock my time. That's going to be 11 for you.
Yeah.
Make sure you at least have your breakfast beforehand. If not, maybe some lunch, and you can eat during it too, because I'm going to be editing, out, a lot of the parts where we're just talking through. So
I'll make sure to chew really loudly and.
I can edit that out too. If I can edit out my
drink,
then I can edit out you chewing loudly too. So. Go for it. All right, gentlemen, have a great night. I will see you both tomorrow.
Yeah, have a good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Great game.
Bye.